Good afternoon then, welcome along to the National Hockey Centre here in Glasgow. It is day 2 of the EuroHockey Championship 2 and we have a couple of games for you today focusing on these four sides. It is Switzerland against Wales first up, later on with the Czech Republic against Russia, but we're going to be focusing on this one. It should be a good game. This was a tight game when they played in the World League here last year. There is a look at Pool B. It was 3 points for both Russia and Wales yesterday, and looking to build on that, which was edge them towards the semi-final stage. Let's look at the sides and let's look at Switzerland. First of all, they lost 3-2 against Russia. Jan Hudel, though, does score goals, a top scorer in the World League with Switzerland. He scored 2 yesterday and could well be looking to add to that. Manuel Keller is the captain for the side. Nick Schwer can be someone that you can look out for at penalty corners. He is a lively player, and the two vice Chaudats had a decent performance, decent outing yesterday. For Wales, well, Gareth Furlong is that machine that is a goal scorer from penalty corners. Continued that form yesterday. Lewis Prosa, one of the captains, he is going to be leading the side, and it is a side that we're looking to build on their 3-point start yesterday. Look at the options off the sidelines that will be rotating on, including Dale Hutchison, who likes a goal here in Glasgow. So sides line up. We'll have the anthems in just a moment as we look forward to a couple of games for today from this pool. And we will now make that pause, I'm sure, for the national anthems, and we will begin with the Swiss anthem. So the anthem sung from both sides. The umpires in the middle, Thomas Holick of the Czech Republic, Xavier Fenart of France, and alongside myself, Callum Patterson in the commentary box for this first game here of day 2 of this championship is Mark Fulton, president of Kelburn, ex-Scotland player as well. Mark, great to have you with us. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, very much so. Second game of the tournament, so it should be a very competitive game. Obviously, with both teams playing yesterday, no room for a lot of rest, and they're straight into game 2.
We had 4 cracking games. I know you were around, especially seeing the Scotland game last night. But it was a great day. The weather wasn't so good, but there was some good action already for the 4 sides here, particularly these 2 in this first game. Big things to play for because it can make or break your campaign.
Yeah, very much so. I think there's a lot of emphasis always placed on the first game of the tournament, but in essence the second game is almost just as important. For Wales, obviously they're looking to build on the victory they had yesterday, and for the Swiss it's really a chance to regroup and also give themselves a chance to get back in contention for the semi-final spot.
Well, they played each other here at World League One in Glasgow at the back end of summer into the autumn. It was a really tight affair. Jan Houdel actually scored for Switzerland to give them the lead before half time, but it was Gareth Furlong and Luke Hawker that got the job done, but it was far from the most convincing Wales performance. Switzerland played really well in that game. In a tournament where out the 5 sides, Switzerland were very much the third best by a mile, but not quite good enough to try and challenge Scotland and Wales. They may well sense then, with that previous form against Wales and the fact that they played pretty well, just edged out in the end yesterday, that they might see themselves as a bit of an upset here, Switzerland.
Yeah, very much so. I think it'll be a very cagey affair. I think both teams will maybe set up to not get beat and look to take advantage of any penalty corner opportunities they've got. Obviously you've got Gareth Furlong on the Welsh team, who is a set piece expert who scored a lot of goals, and he will certainly be looking to add to his tally today.
Yeah, certainly someone that's very much talked about a lot. I think we were talking about him plenty before we were on air, and just how pivotal he is at penalty corner situations, just so lethal. But we shall see how things develop here. Wales with their black tops here, going from right to left to get things going for the first match of the day. 2 games with Czech Republic and Russia later, but a good one to start off in lovely conditions. It's sunny, a little breeze, but if you spoke to us about an hour and 15 minutes ago, it was lashing it down when you were arriving at the hockey centre. It's a classic Scottish summer. Here is Gareth Furlong with some early possession for Wales.
You can see already the Swiss playing a half-court press. So quite happy to sit in their own half, let the Welsh centre-backs have the ball, and then when the opportunity strikes they will try and pick them off.
Gooch then back to Furlong. Schwer trying to keep Furlong tight towards the line. So we'll look at a different idea. James Kyriakidis, a little spin, nice move to gain forward momentum. Trying to keep hold of it was Francis in the day. Wales with an early penetrating move.
I think the key there for the Welsh was patience. So they went down one side, there was no options on the left hand side here. They transferred the ball back round to the right, blocked the ball into the D, and a bit of a soft penalty corner, but I'm sure they'll take it.
Yeah, certainly a moment to think about it, the umpire, and it was given. So within little over a minute, penalty corner. Well, we've just teed up Gareth Furlong quite a bit before in the build-up and before the tournament, so we'll see if he can deliver like he did yesterday. And these early stages for Wales would be the perfect start for them. Shipley to inject here for this penalty corner. There's Shipley in. Gareth Furlong does take it, but clear away from the keeper, and then the Swiss player. So penalty corner one, and it's dealt with.
Good bit of teamwork there from the goalkeeper and the man in the line. It's very important that they two are in unison to ensure that there's no silly mistakes on the line to allow the ball to trundle through. So that was very positive from the Swiss side there to keep that out so early.
We've been plenty of conversation about the Scotland goalkeeper last night. And the sublime save he had, but plenty of faith here in Jonas Verest, the 19-year-old 10th cap. Plays with Namur in Belgium.
I think obviously there's a lot of emphasis put on the attacking players in hockey, but the difference between having a good goalkeeper, particularly in tournaments, can be the difference between winning the tournament and not. And I think you've seen that yesterday with Tommy Alexander's crucial save from the penalty. It obviously inspired the team to go on and get victory. And it's the same for all the teams. If you have a strong goalkeeper, then you've got a far better chance of winning games and then winning tournaments.
Shipley into the D. James Kiriakides is trying to keep it alive. Away it comes though with Florian Feller for the Swiss, just trying to nail down a bit of possession, but they're struggling to do so in the first 3 minutes.
I think for the Swiss they just need to spend a little bit of time in the ball, take a little bit more care.
Mikael Morad down the channel for Hurdle. Doing well to try and win his way past Proser.
Again, time for the Swiss here to set up maybe a set play.
Yves Morad to get it back. It's another Morad. Mikael, high and over it goes. They'll come back on the side in white and black.
Wales defending very deep here, everyone in their own 25.
One win from Grader. Trickle away and back it will go. Have another try. Tried to maintain a bit of momentum here. They've picked up the last minute or so.
Teams will generally defend their circle very well from that position, so you've got to move the ball quickly in order to create the space to get the ball into the D.
Marco Mikael to twist and turn to go by the baseline. Certainly very quickly they were up there, but they go back. Trying to work something a bit different here. It's been fairly comfortable defensively for Wales. You guys have Mikael Morad again linking up. Good turn from Hurdle to get by his opposite number initially. Mikael Morad trying to keep it alive for the Swiss. That will come to an end, that move.
Lots of pressure there from the Swiss, but Wales dealt with it fairly comfortably. They just protected their feet in and around the circle and made it quite difficult for the Swiss to really penetrate into the D to get any sort of goal shot or opportunity. Again, that's exactly what the Swiss are looking to do, for the Wales centre-backs to distribute the ball into the midfield. And as soon as the midfielder picks up the ball, there's 2 or 3 people trying to steal the ball there, and it worked perfectly.
Jan Hurdle tried to blast forwards. Free hit here for the Swiss Martin Grader. Getting on with it quickly. Nice space here which could open up things. Jan Hurdle trying to slide in. Always going to get full stretch to get anything on that. Marco Mikael with the delivery in. And here James Kiriakides just working out the space well to find Draper.
Again, just taking the ball into the challenge there. Very good play. He knows that the tackle's going to come. He's waiting for the foul almost, and he just wins the foul and gets the pressure off his team.
Closer to James Kiriakides again, who scored yesterday. Decided to be the goal that won the game. Good play this from Wales. Hutchinson looking to try and get it back. Penalty corner, another one for Wales here. That's their second of the game so far.
Again, a similar situation to the first penalty corner for Wales, in that they had a bit of patience at the back. They played the ball into the midfield. They got the ball wide. Both teams are playing very compact in defence. So the key will be for both teams to look for space on the outside, and they've won the penalty corner.
So then, long conversation going on. The Swiss getting ready. It will be Dale Hutchison this time to inject here for Wales. James Carson around, but Gareth Furlong is in the pocket too. It's going to be Carson, and deflected but wide. Something a bit different from Wales this time.
Yeah, maybe a subtle change there. They went to the opposite stopper, but also the left-hand side stopper moved, so they're trying to distract the defensive team. Defensive team will be trying to work out where it's going before it gets there. So anything you can do to try and put them off or make them think it's going somewhere different will give you an extra little bit of time to get the shot away. But again, the Swiss, very solid in defence.
Nice ball last for Mikael Morard in space. Trying to get by Denny.
Lots of emphasis in hockey on the attacking penalty corners, but I think it's important to know that teams will practice defensive penalty corners just as much. There'll be a certain amount of players who try and have certain positions and try and keep the ball out.
Hutchison picking this one back up and trying to get it away. It's lofted up just to safety more than anything else.
Again, Wales not in a hurry to press here, so they're quite happy to sit just about half court, maybe 60 metres. Again, letting the centre backs have the ball. There's a little bit more space now.
Manuel Keller for Reinhardt here. Smashed and driven in, and Hope.
That was a little bit unlucky there for the Swiss. He just let the centre back pick up the ball, put him with that little bit of pressure, but the umpire deemed it was a foul.
Nicholas Stefan just the other side, experienced head, 64th cap for him, the 31-year-old. Nice this for Kelly, but just letting that out of his grasp.
Again, still very congested in the midfield. Both teams packing the midfield, trying to nullify each other. Got to look to try and penetrate in the open spaces.
Mugridge now trying to weave his way. Fair cop as Swiss get it back. Grader down for Stomps. Nice bit of play past Daniel Kyriakidis. Here's Hudson trying to keep him out wide.
Again, nice bit of skill there, but not really making any inroads in towards the D.
Long from Yves Morard, but no one in white claiming. One back here, Boris Stomps persistent.
The Swiss team did a lot of good work between the 25s, but really what they need to be looking to do is when they get into the final 25, is looking to get the ball into the D. You know, if you get the ball in there, you maybe get a little deflection onto a foot, which would get you a penalty corner.
Hutchison turns into a nice bit of space here. Couple in the D.
Just let a nudge off the ball there. Again, Swiss packing the D.
Delay for Mugridge.
Lots of space on the left-hand side here if they get it round.
Closer sees Gooch. Hitting that one off Yves Morard, so if you take it on quickly, Gooch looking to find the space here and is finding Denny. Can he keep it alive? No, just off the baseline there. Maybe just a touch too quick.
Gooch looking to find the space here and
I think that's what Wales need to be looking to do, though. If
can
they play
he
the
keep
ball
it
nice and
alive?
slow,
No,
then
just
the
off
Swiss are
the
very organised. Swiss are traditionally quite an indoor nation, so they're very good at setting up. They move very quickly from side to side. If you can move the ball quickly through the lines, then you've got a chance to get yourself into the D.
Benoit Vaishuda run into 3 or 4 black bodies. Keller, little no-look pass. He had support behind him in Mikael Morard. Schneider helped on its way and one back by Nick Schwer. Nice above the leg. Boris Thumbs anxious to get going.
Again, that was a little bit of a hopeful ball in there, but again he's managed to come off a Welsh foot, and he's got them in a better position.
Schneider trying to weave it in. Hammer across, did it come off a foot? It looked like it maybe came off a Welsh or a Swiss foot. Well, certainly one or two complaints that came off. I think it maybe came off Jonathan Abel in there. But anyway, the signal's out for the penalty corner initially, but the umpire's got a little chat about this. Here's a replay here on the
hammer across, did it come off a foot?
Even before the penalty corner, he's at his near post, the ball's come across, he's moved very, very quickly, he's slid across his goal, he's made the save, and it's ended up not being a penalty corner, so fantastic save there by David Kettle.
Yeah, good teamwork from the umpires. No video referrals here, so the umpires got to rely on each other. Looked like the right call in the end.
Again, it's just coming up to the end of the quarter. Neither team will go to be conceding a goal just now, so they'll be quite happy to let the other team have the ball quite deep in their own half. No real rush to put any pressure on them, quite happy just to sit and let them pass the ball around the back, hoping that they maybe make a little mistake and then they'll go and press the ball.
Schneider trying to hammer it. Came off Draper but stays with the Swiss and Apel. Schneider now though for side in white. Side that really could do with winning. Settle throw a bit of a spanner into the group. Fairly quickly forward, but maybe a bit too quick on his teammate. Martin Greda around. Also there is Schneider trying to win it back.
It'll be interesting to see how the game pans out in terms of who scores first. Obviously Wales with the victory yesterday can maybe be a little bit more relaxed, whereas the Swiss really need to win today, so it's whether they'll throw a bit more caution to the wind as the game goes on.
Gareth Furlong forward for Rupert Shipperley. He's a real handful, Shipperley. Bit of physical play. Here he is once more. Down that channel, Mugridge decides to leave it for Kelly. Mugridge is going to get this back. Nice play this from Wales. Alright, goes the other way.
Another strong challenge there from the Swiss. I think Wales might be looking for a penalty corner there, but it looked like a clean take to me. Both teams are very good at individual 1v1 defence, so again it's very important that you move the ball quickly. Little wall passes like the Welsh did a second ago can give you a chance to create a 2 versus 1, which will give you a great opportunity in the D.
Run back well. James Kirikides forward. A bit too quickly for Shipperley. Here's Jan Hudel. Try and weave away from Gooch and a couple others. Finally has some help from Keller. It didn't last too long as Mugridge steals it away.
Both teams are guilty of maybe giving away possession too cheaply. Welsh maybe not the detail on the pass that was needed, and certainly the Swiss maybe dwelling on the ball too long when a pass was maybe the better option.
Lobbed up by Kelly. Hawker is there, and I think Mika Morar needed another pair of eyes just to make sure that he was safe. It's a little bit dicey.
Again, the Swiss will just be quite happy to keep the ball here. Time running down. And that will do for the end of the quarter. And well, maybe we're talking about it beforehand, it might be a cagey start to this one. It has been like that, not too many clear-cut chances for Switzerland or Wales. 0-0 it is as we head into the couple of minutes breather. Assessment then, well summed up, it's maybe a cagey first 15. I think it's pretty much as we expected. Both teams are setting out really to not lose, if that's fair. They're both setting up very solid in the middle of the park, trying to force the opposition to play the ball wide. I think what's happening just now is both teams are playing the ball wide, but it's maybe a bit slow. so maybe they speed it up or transfer the ball a little bit quicker from side to side, where they can maybe open up gaps when people are not maybe making the defensive movement that they need to be making.
So this is the first of two games, remember, at 6:30 here in Glasgow. It's another game from this group, Czech Republic against Russia. I think the quiet whispers are that Russia should well edge that one, but we've seen yesterday with the games we've had, particularly if you look at Scotland, France, and the way that the rankings actually, Wales are back in the second tier in Europe. I've had a great 12-15 months or so, and they're about the second lowest ranked side here. Some people might say that doesn't make a lot of sense, really. It just shows you that there isn't too much between all these sort of second tier sides in Europe.
No, very much so. I think even in the top tier there's probably a top 6, and then within the 8 teams that are here and the 2 teams that got promoted last time, then they probably kind of sit more or less the same against each other. On any day they could probably beat each other. I think it's great for the tournament itself here, because it means that whenever you come to watch, you're going to see highly competitive games. Yes, very close, very cagey, but highly competitive where there's a lot of drama because it might not be a lot of goals.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned, I think yesterday once or twice, it's a bit difficult because these sides are all very good, but the top 6 are just that little bit ahead, so teams that tend to come up from this level find it hard. It's too late for them to acclimatise, and they're usually already relegated or near enough relegated. It's very difficult to try and stay in the top flight, but for these sides, something they'd love to do.
I think the main difficulty would be contact time. I think the top 6 more or less are full-time professional hockey players. I know certainly some of the countries will come together for a period of time before a tournament, maybe 2 or 3 months, but if you compare that to playing 12 months a year, then the difference is very marked.
Wales have had their tough time, as we mentioned, went down into the 3rd tier for 2015, relegated in 2013, managed to get themselves back up pretty quickly.
I think they have a lot of players who play in the English League as well, so that certainly helps their squad. I know they have a number of players who play at Surbiton, Gareth Furlong being one, Lewis Prosser being the other, and David Kettle I know plays for Hampstead, I think. So that would certainly bring a lot of experience to the squad, and the younger players can then learn from them and develop as well.
Here comes Switzerland with Florian Feller. Managed to work a tiny gap. Still trying to keep it alive. Did it bounce off a foot? No, it didn't. Certainly not in the protest that Feller was trying to lead.
Again, that's where the Swiss just have to be a little bit better. They've got themselves in a really good position in the D. He has the ball on his front stick, but he's kind of just throwing a hopeful pass or a hopeful ball there to try and get something. He just need to be a bit cleverer. He'd win himself a penalty corner.
Johnny Gooch forward. Is that a little clip from Hurdle? Like it on James Kyriakidis. Kelly forward in a bit of hope. I've talked about the weather really brightening up for the start of this game. I'm sure you may be able to see, if not here, it's absolutely lashing it down.
Could actually start to be a factor in the game. The pitch itself does start to hold water a little bit quickly. It can become very slippery underfoot.
Seen that a lot yesterday in the games. Didn't need the hoses to water because there's so much coming from the sky throughout the day, and there was a lot of slipping around.
Players just need to be a little bit more careful in and around their own D. If they're going that little bit quickly, they might slip, and that would probably lead to a penalty corner against them.
Nice assist from Carson to wriggle away. Very nice indeed, and skiffs by Alf, didn't he?
Again, where Wales are getting a lot of success is when they get the ball down the outside channel, getting the ball to the baseline. Nice bit of skill there from Carson, just lifting it over, and just needed a stronger touch, and that would have deflected it towards the goal.
That's stolen here by Dolan Gray, and he scores, and that is punishing, and sticking to the post by Yves Morard because he knows he just threw that one away. It's an easy finish in the end and an easy goal. What a poor goal to concede though.
I think hopefully that'll really open up the game. He's just stolen the ball, he's got in the D, he's taken it on his reverse, and that's a fantastic finish. He's put it in just off the inside of the backboard. Player from Wales there just sliding in to make sure, but that should open up the game hopefully. Switzerland now will have to come out and try and be a bit more aggressive in their play, which will leave potentially more space for Wales to play in behind.
Defensively though, that is one of those that if you're going to concede the goal, probably not the way to do it.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult there. He's on the ball, he's trying to look forward. The forward's nipped in. I mean, the goalkeeper's probably not set either, so from that point of view, very disappointing to lose a goal like that.
Dolan Gray with 77th cap today for Wales, one of the clutch of them that do play with Cardiff Met. And 1-0 to the Welsh as forward here comes Sandro Reinhard. There was Furlong thought to win it back in the tight spot to try and weave out of.
Again, good play by Furlong there, not taking under a lot of pressure there, but just taking his time, working the ball out, although the umpire has given it the other way now.
Press in there was Hutchinson.
You can see the difference that goal's already made to Wales. They're a little bit more aggressive in their press already. Just that extra couple of steps makes it much more difficult for the player to get the ball past.
Back it goes to Keller. Over the space, time to fire one at real Skelf. There's protest line and penalty corner eventually given after clearly maybe a conversation between the umpires, but the protests were up there, and well, I think it was well, let's have a look at this first.
Okay, it looks again a bit messy, but the Swiss have got the ball into the D. That's what's important, and the ball's been lifted, I think, off Kettle and goals, and it's come off the Welsh player's body. So I'm not really sure what they're arguing about. It looks like a pretty clear penalty corner to me.
It was Martin Monaghan yesterday in one of our games was saying that if majority of this team are up there shouting at the umpire, clearly it sounds like there's something wrong. Well, there's certainly a fair few of them not happy with the fact that nothing was coming, but eventually awarded.
I think it's sometimes important the umpire gets a couple of seconds just to make the decision. It's not something we like to see people shouting at the umpire.
Well, Sandro Reinhard to inject here. Schwer leaves it and it's trickled away. Michael Morard with the attempt at goal.
Again, the Swiss gone for a bit of an option. Wales obviously expecting to flick off the top. They've switched the ball to the left, and what they're looking for there is the two players that are sliding in for a little bit of a deflection. Either they've gone too early or maybe the pass has been a little bit behind. But it would have been a good option had they managed to execute it, because Wales was certainly looking for the ball off the top. Both teams will have done their homework on the penalty corners, though. They'll be aware of what options teams like to run. Whether it's just a straight flick off the top, or there are any options they might do to the left or to the right, and they'll be well prepared for it.
Kyriakidis has it. James Kyriakidis, that is. Here is Shipperley.
Very busy player, Shipperley.
Bit of work for Draper to keep hold, which he did.
Yeah, the options to get the ball out to the right here.
Forward drilled in. Hawker looking to try and get the touch in the D. Will remain with Wales.
Both teams definitely employing the kind of getting the ball into the D early, hoping for a mistrap or a poor pickup that means that they can pounce on it or get a penalty corner.
Furlong for Hawker. Just trying to pinch away Yves Morard from Hawker racing into the circle.
Wales again getting success on the left hand side. patient in their build-up, waiting for the lead from the forward to the outside. In this case it was Hawker. Unfortunate not to get himself into the D.
Furlong. Quite in his plan book that, so Huda will try and get something going quickly. Clapping off the stick of Kyriakidis, so play on.
Suspect that may be a card in a second.
Huda's done so well to keep this alive. Yep, you're right there. Here comes a green card for James Kyriakidis.
A little bit unfortunate. He's genuinely tried to get the ball, but he's made contact with the stick first, and I think the umpire's not really got an option there to give him a green card for breaking down play, or attempting to break it down.
So they've got just under a couple of minutes here for Switzerland to maybe try and work something with a man extra.
I think Wales will just be quite happy to keep the ball. Again, looking at the way Switzerland are now setting up, they're just setting off, so Wales can quite happily just pass the ball between themselves for the next 2 minutes till Kyriakidis gets himself back on the pitch. Switzerland really need to be trying to take a bit more of a risk, maybe pushing a player towards the ball as they're starting to do now.
Furlong was trying to leave, but now could put his side under a bit of pressure, but well cleaned up there by Johnny Gooch.
I think in this situation I'd like to see the Swiss being a bit more adventurous. They do have a man up. There's not really a lot of pressure on them at the back. They can maybe push maybe one or two players towards the ball to try and win it higher up the pitch.
Shipley trying to get that back. And here come the Swiss again, Marielli. Back it goes though. Marco Mikel. Yves Morard. Gail Vaishuda trying to fire in.
Again, Wales very organised, a lot of discipline in the defence. Everyone knows who they're marking.
Gail this time to fire, came off following initially, Prosser out. Some help from Daniel Kyriakidis. And this will be just about the end of a couple of minutes, so nothing really being created by the Swiss.
I think they'll be disappointed with that. You've got to take advantage of these opportunities, especially at this level, and particularly when the games are so tight. A lot of experience in the Wales backline, so it's no surprise to see them quite easily see out the 2 minute time period. Again, Wales just waiting for an opportunity to play the ball into midfield.
Shipley turned.
I think you can see the difference with Wales now having the goal advantage. They're not in such a hurry to go forward. They can look for their passes. They can take their time a bit more, wait for the right option to go forward. Lots of rotations in the midfield, looking to create that space.
Francis wanted it and he has got it. And Wales will keep it down into the final third. Just over 4 minutes left in this second quarter.
Swiss again, very deep, very deep.
Prosser here, looking for a bit of help. Carson behind, there he is. Prosser using all of his eyes in the back of his head to find that ball.
Again, needs to get the ball out here.
Looking for Shipperley. Shipperley's off and Mugridge might need to help clean up here, but taken in away goes Benoit Vaishuda, but only briefly. Never a lot of help.
Again, Shipperley in a strong position there, but all he's really done there is run straight at the Swiss defender. Swiss defender just puts his stick on the ground and he gets the ball. He needs to be moving the ball out of that channel, creating a new space on the other side, and then they can penetrate into the
Gooch for Prosser.
Prosser really is controlling the game at the moment. He's quite happy sitting in the middle of the pitch, looking for the ball at every opportunity. He's always looking around him to see what's on. If there's nothing on, he gives it back, and he's ready to go again.
Perfect anchor, really, you could say, in the middle of the park.
Very important to have that in your team. It means that the rest of the attacking players can go with a bit of freedom, knowing that he's there to cover if necessary.
Draper smashed it off Boris Stomps. There's Draper once more. Turn away from Dolan Gray, the goal scorer. Profited from a mistake in the Swiss defence. We talked about last year World League 1 in Glasgow, how tight it was between these two. It's tight here, just the mistake, the difference, but Shipley trying to inject a bit of magic. Is there the support there? Certainly was held up for someone, but a bit more help required. Trying to get away, Marco Mikel, and did.
Again, it's not always necessary to try and score a great goal. If you get the ball in the D, you know, people start to panic, defenders start to panic forwards, start getting around the ball, getting around the goal. There's almost an opportunity there to add number 2.
Space for Daniel Kyriakidis. Draper, that's a bit of a waste.
Wales are starting to create a lot of chances here, they just need to be a little bit more careful. There's a good opportunity there to get the ball into the D again. Just a little bit more care in the pass would have created an opportunity.
That's stolen very easily by Daniel Kyriakidis. And is there a break on here? Mudbridge through the middle if required for Carson. Just barged off a little bit.
Good anticipation there, he read the ball coming through, just stepped through, took the ball and then moved it quickly.
Johnny Gooch, that's nice play. Space for Shipperley. There's a couple of minds there with it, trying to find a little gap to take a shot or find a teammate. Neither happened in the end.
Yeah, very much looked like he was in 2 minds there. I think initially he was looking to create a little bit of space to try and get a shot off, but when that wasn't there, he did look for a pass, but he didn't look like he knew he was passing it to him.
Final 30 seconds then here of the first half in this quarter.
Wales will be looking to keep this one, keep the ball out here. We're in at half time, 1-0's, great confidence boost for them.
Stomps trying to twist away. Trailer lost out, thought. And they're trying to hammer something quickly, and right at the very death. Well, it's a yellow card. He's thinking, oh, there's a green card, take that. But it's going to be a yellow card for 5, and it's been a bit of a mare of a first half for Yves Morard. Gave away the ball for the goal and has been yellow carded, and Jan Hoodle across, and a bit of a mess from the Swiss towards the end of the first period of the 2 umpires heading away, and that ball will do. Don't a silly green card or 2 for back chatting.
I'm really not sure why the Swiss are complaining. Yeah, the Welsh player's missed the ball, but he's left his feet, he's slid in, he's taken the player. I mean, in football that would be a yellow card. I'm not sure why they're complaining. I think there's a clear directive that if you do leave your feet making a tackle, then it's going to be a straight yellow card. I don't think there's any room for them to be complaining there.
So then let's look at something of a brighter note. It was for Wales. There was the goal and punishing from the Swiss, but well executed and taken.
Yeah, again, he's just stolen the ball. The Swiss defender's dwelling on it, and Dolan Gray there. I mean, he's got himself in a great position. Fantastic reverse stick shot, and he's really given the goalkeeper no chance from that angle.
Here's 1 or 2 other moments from the first period, the first couple of periods of the game. Penalty corner's not really been too hot so far in the game for either side. This was one of the moments, but nothing really coming from the Swiss. But as close as they've came, really.
I think the Swiss are relying a lot on the kind of just a crash ball into the D. They are getting some reward from it, but they really need to be making more use of the ball. I mean, you can see the tackle there. I mean, that is I really don't know why they're complaining. That is a clear yellow card. He's left his feet. He's taken the player. and the rules are the rules.
When there's like 4 seconds left in the clock, chances of getting a ball up in time to get something on goal is in zero effectively.
I think it's just about game management, understanding what part of the game you're in. As you say, there was no opportunity there for them to get the ball into the D, to have a clear shot. He's just kind of lost his head a little bit there, and his team's going to be down probably for 5 minutes, I would expect, at the start of the second half, which could prove crucial.
So we'll take a pause there at the break. We'll be back in a few minutes' time ahead of the second period, but at the moment then it is Wales who have the lead by a goal to nil. Welcome back to the National Hockey Centre here in Glasgow for game 1 for today in Pool B, and it is Switzerland 0, Wales 1 in this very interesting game, a bit cagey. Just confirmation, Yves Morar thought it was going to be a 5-minute, but it's a 10-minute suspension, so even worse. I think he kind of still thought at the end, like, oh, it'll be a quick couple of minutes. It was a little bit cynical, but here he is, he's going to be missing for 10. And, well, it's a very punishing mistake with literally seconds on the clock at the end of the second quarter. And Mark Fulton alongside himself, Carl Patterson, here in the commentary box. That must mean that Wales surely have to take this 10 minutes in this quarter to try and put this game to bed, essentially.
Yeah, very much so. I think that could prove pivotal. If Wales can take advantage of the extra man, then they create a lot of goal shots, they create penalty corners, and they can finish this game in the next 10 minutes. I think, as we discussed, it was a very, very silly challenge. There was nothing really going on. He's just kind of thrown himself in for no reason, kind of lost his head a little bit, and he could put his team out of this game quite quickly. I think the key thing for the Swiss will be, though, to keep the ball, keep it nice and simple. You can already see Wales being a lot more aggressive in their press, almost a full press at the moment, trying to win the ball high up the pitch. You can see they're winning it in the 25 there.
Fell kindly for Kelly, but very quickly comes back with Keller, and could be a break here for the Swiss. Not too many opportunities. It's going to be a little bit behind here for Nicholas Stephan. Again, that seemed a rather hope and expectation, but did come off the hand of Dinny.
I think Switzerland just need to be clever as well. They're down a man for the next 10 minutes. They don't need to be rushing things. They need to be dribbling with the ball too much, trying to get into the D. If they can just keep the ball, recycle the ball round, and kind of run down the clock while trying to go forward as well. But their main aim for the next 10 minutes is to contain Wales.
Well, back with Wales, I think Manuel Keller's a little bit aggrieved. I think he might have been right just in the first few. He may have came off Wales last, but Wales have it. Long it goes. Hawker searching.
That's a great effort there by Hawker.
Done well to
sprinted about 20 metres there and got a full length dive, and he's managed to win his team a long corner.
Yeah, I was going to say, he done well to sort of not hit it off his body. Flying in, using the very greasy surface. Sun's back out here, so I'll try and keep updating with the rain as it comes, because it's very unpredictable, but it's good to see that back under some good sunshine for the second half, the third quarter. That's being collected back up here for Switzerland by Stephan.
Again, there's another example of Switzerland just need to be a bit cleverer. You know, they've won the ball there. They've tried to dribble through 3 Wales players. I mean, it's been very difficult at the best of times. But he's no support. He just needs to keep the ball there, try and find a Swiss player. He's turned it over, and Wales are back in possession again.
Ball from Gooch. Hammer in and took a big deflection. Its way well over.
Important here to move the ball wide, as Wales have done.
Is it going to be picked up? It is. Worked by Kelly. Switch around for Gooch to go forward. Nice pass here for Dinny. Well, I think they were wanting the advantage there. Dinny kept on going, but they're going to have to come back. Iron Wall tried to keep it alive. Goal against Wales.
Wales again getting themselves in a strong position along the baseline. You've got to be making more of that. You had an opportunity to maybe roll it off a foot or get the ball across the goal for a deflection.
Lovely ball this for Keller. Needing a bit of help. Nick Schwer was the only one in the D. Here is an opportunity. 4.5 minutes into the second half, Jan Houdel thought that was a wasted opportunity and just rushed again. Swiss just can't get any composure when they go forwards, and away goes Wales with Hutchison. Nice support out wide. Francis looking to find a gap, find a teammate, and then only found the Swiss player of Boris Stomps.
Game's definitely opened up here with a yellow card. Both teams dribbling with the ball a lot. We need to kind of refocus and start moving the ball a bit quicker. Although from Switzerland's point of view, that's 5 minutes gone in the card already. Wales need to be a bit more patient, just take their time. Look for the opportunity to create a 2v1 and they'll be in the D.
Here's Prosser continuing his run. Nice one in for Gooch, but stomps away. Keller getting held down in the corner. Marielli comes away with it. Now Schwer, he's on a run, on a mission by himself. A huge rush of Swiss bodies getting forward, coming at steady pace now.
I think Switzerland are starting to get a little bit more belief about themselves as well. Obviously starting to see there are gaps in the Welsh team. I still would like to see them move the ball a little bit quicker. They're dribbling quite a lot, which maybe takes you past the first man, but the second or third man will definitely tackle you. You just beat the first man and move the ball on and get yourself into the next space.
Furlong, Shipperley for Prosser, playing more down that left channel at the moment. Lash back to no one by Dolan Gray.
May have an impact on the Swiss later on in the game, spending 10 minutes with 10 men. Very, very tiring at this level to try and defend and attack with a man down, so as we get to the later stages of the game we might see that impacting on their play.
Grader going high. Keeper takes it, but Keller here has got it back. Feller just behind him, and well, that was maybe not the best from the keeper Kettle, but kind of just about got away with it.
It's always a difficult one, the lifted ball like that into the D. Sometimes the goalkeeper will come and take it because you've got the other players have to give you a 5 metres of a distance.
This is watching to the D. Hoodle was around if required, but taken by James Kyriakidis, and Wales will get the chance to clear it. Oh, it's a space opening up here. Draper switched across Carson, and it's smuggled away. Dolan Gray coming in. Shipley trying to help out its way. And arm out, but very quick as a flash, but Wales keep it here. And quickly on for Gooch, trying to up his pressure. Skittling around, and that was a deft touch. James Kyriakidis has scored again for Wales in this competition, 2 in 2 games, and well, that was a bit of magic there.
Again, Wales just putting a lot of pressure on the Swiss. Ball comes in, it's a little bit of a hopeful ball again, but it gets poor touch there, and that's a fantastic little finish. Great awareness of where he is in the goal. Very difficult for the goalkeeper. You've no idea what he's going to do there, but fantastic awareness to just deflect that into the goal.
So a second for Wales, and this 10-minute yellow card period has now been punished with a goal.
I think it was all about patience there for Wales, and you can see Switzerland were starting to tire a little bit, and it just created a little space there for Wales to take advantage.
It's loose again from Stomps, and Shipperley trying to get it, but back it comes. Keller, Switzerland have to crank up a little bit now to try and keep themselves alive in the group.
It's important here that Switzerland just regain their composure. You know, 2-0 is not the end of the world, certainly at this stage. However, if Wales were to quickly get a third, then the game could be finished. Still plenty of time for them to come back in this game. And they've certainly shown in the last 10 minutes that they can create some opportunities.
Raider firing. Apel
Very
couldn't
good
keep it in
shave
his
tackle
path. Mikhail, or Owen Gray, I should say, made a good initial run. And space open up again here for Wales. Mugridge. And just slid away to some safety by Sandro Reinhardt.
You can see the difference in the play already. It was starting to be much more stretched. Far more opportunities.
Iron Wall to drive in. And it is taken and claimed. And James Carson with arms in the air. And there you are, that's 2 goals in this 10-minute yellow card period. And that could be the game for the Welsh.
Yeah, very much as I suggested. 10 minutes is a very, very long time to be defending. Wales again just played the ball to the outside. Ball's come across the D and James Carson is in a great position there. Swiss defender's probably on the wrong side, means he can't really get to the ball. Goalkeeper can't really come for that because of the angle it's come in at, and it's very easy deflection for James Carson there. Doesn't really have to do much, just get it going towards the goal.
I wonder what Yves Morard is thinking just below us in the stand, sitting in the seat with a minute or so left of that yellow card. It's been a real, well, he's been influential in the wrong way for all 3 goals, and really 1 on the pitch and 2 just sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah, not be very popular with his teammates.
Here's Shipperley. Wales maybe rack up 1 or 2 more goals this game. They feel like they're in the mood now. Draper weaving away. Came off Reinhardt. Here's Prosser. Reinhardt to try and bounce away.
Certainly Wales playing with a lot more confidence now. You know, they've got the 3-goal advantage. They can start to play with a bit more freedom, a bit more creativity, and look to try and score a few more goals.
Draper as Yves Morard is back on the field after his 10 minutes.
Again, important the Swiss heads don't go down here. Still a full 20 minutes left of the game.
Prosser once more, good turn from Draper. Furlong continuing his run down that channel, just stopped again, but Wales in full control of this quarter and in the scoreboard stakes as well.
Yeah, and they're just moving the ball nicely, looking for opportunities to get into the D. Some nice skills there from Prosser. Furlong can take his time, just pick his pass. Swiss still pretty strong in defence though, defending their D very well.
Nice turn away throw here from Keller. Prosser though, such an engine on it.
I think that was a good example of the difference between the teams. And when Switzerland break, it's very much one man.
Dolan Gray across the face of goal, Hudson just behind him. Mugridge looking to turn. Prosser, it's going to stay alive for him to collect it back with ease. But that will come to an end.
Prosser just used all his experience there. Just let the Swiss player go for the ball. He knew he wasn't going to get it and just picked up the ball as he left it. Very solid performances from Wales. Working very hard as a team. I think, as I said, that's the main difference. Switzerland seem to go forward in individuals. Wales very much 2 and 3 players at all times, looking to support their player on the ball.
Daniel Kyriakidis for Iron Wall. Nice play from Dolan Gray, who got the opener.
both teams having played yesterday, might see a little bit of tiredness creeping in as well, but obviously Wales a bit more spring in their step, having 3 goals to the good.
Furlong just a little bit in front of Francis.
Switzerland making a lot of very, very basic errors. That could be down to the tiredness.
To Kyriakidis is linking up Daniel this time forwards for Wall, the talented 18-year-old. They come back for him. Might find the ball through the legs.
Fairly solid challenge there. Switzerland, had it been a bit closer, might be looking for a card there.
Bit of a log roll, nice strong challenge, but nothing coming from it. The umpire just to play on with free hit, and Switzerland try and get away from some sort of danger. Comes off Keller's foot, and Hawker quickly for Francis. James Kyriakidis. Furlong now. Hawker. Look at this. Oh. I'm waiting for Francis, who was the first man there, waiting for him to put it in, but somehow it hasn't.
Again, Wales getting a lot of success going down the outside channel, coming down the baseline. And just needed a stronger touch there to put that into the goal. Good defending by the Swiss.
Daniel Kyriakidis, and it's going to fly in now, and it's going to be another goal for James Kyriakidis. What a start to the tournament he's had. That's 3 now in the first couple of games. Big smile for him.
And it just shows the benefit of, as I've said it a few times, so if you get the ball into the D, make it difficult for the opposition. Ball's just kind of floating around there, and again Kyriakidis has got great awareness, knows exactly what he's doing, and he just lifts the ball into the far corner. Goalkeeper's coming out to try and put him under pressure, but can't get there quick enough.
Switzerland 0, Wales 4 then, as we've got 36 seconds of this third quarter. And well, it was 1-0 15 minutes ago. There's been a blitz from Wales this quarter.
Yeah, very much so. I think again we go back to that. I hate to dwell on it for the player, but
It's been a big moment.
The yellow card has really been the turning point of the game.
It's a game and now a result which will mean more than likely Switzerland maybe will be trying to be in the half of the draw come the knockout stage, where they're trying to save their second tier status. They got a reprieve, should have been relegated a couple of years ago in 2015, finished 7th, but through Azerbaijan suspension. So from off field they got a reprieve for this competition. Have played well here, so they played well at World League One, but Wales, it was a tight game last year. It's very much not a tight game, it's still 15 to play. It is the Welsh who have the 4-0 lead here against the Swiss. Plenty to refresh and look back on over this couple of minute breather from this third quarter, which has been rather memorable for the Welsh supporters.
Just taking back to the first goal there again. Fantastic reverse stick finish. Goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance there.
That was nice and steady. 1-0 lead at the half-time break. Owen Donlan-Gray with the opener just into the second quarter in the 19th minute for 1-0. And then the flood came. Obviously, Yves Morad gave that goal away, effectively, or gave the ball away. And then he was yellow carded right at the end of the second quarter, which was then officially given as a 10-minute yellow, so a big delay. And then we've seen the flood of goals. James Kyriakidis, what a start he's had to the competition. 2 today, scored yesterday, a decisive one yesterday, so he's off to a good start. James Carson, the one in the middle of that, 38, 39, 45. It's pretty good time, and especially the 2 there during that 10-minute period. As we have to mention, because it was a pivotal moment, the yellow card, but the 2 during the yellow card period, that's exactly what you have to do, I guess, when you've got 10 minutes with an extra player. Yeah,
and I think even the timing, you can see that Wales were very patient. They maybe were a little bit frustrated that they didn't take advantage early, but by having a patient approach, they've used the full allocation of 10 minutes and got the 2 goals, and then the additional goal. It's really, I would suggest, put this game to bed already. Very difficult for Switzerland to come back now. And as you say, that might lead to them being in the relegation playoffs, which is not a place you want to be.
Just as tough as those trying to get up, as we've already discussed so far during the coverage, about how close a lot of these teams are. Wales know themselves, if they have a bit of a bad tournament, they can be relegated, and that's what happened to them. And in their comeback to the second tier, looks like it'll be 2 wins out of 2 in the group stage.
I think the big thing for the Swiss coaching staff will be how they recover from this. I think, you know, it's been a very disappointing game for them, but what they can't then do is start to continue to go downhill. They've got to regroup very quickly. Obviously they'll have a rest day tomorrow, but get themselves ready for their third game leading into the crossovers. Very easy in a tournament like this for momentum, whichever way it's going, to continue. So they've got to try and change it quickly.
Draper trying to wheel away and comes into Nicholas Stephen.
Well, Wales are starting to, you know, just show what they're capable of. They've always been a fairly solid outfit, but they've played very well today, and I think they'll be growing in confidence, and that'll stand them in good stead for the rest of the tournament. And it's also worth noting they haven't scored any penalty corners.
Yes, there's been pretty quiet affair in the penalty corners.
Does make a difference at this level, but
Shipperley won it back, found Kelly, and arms are in the air. Try and work out who's put that one in, because there was 4 or 5 players there. Certainly a team goal, because it's just stretched Switzerland up, and it is number 5.
I think what we feared might happen here. Wales are just picking them apart now. They've got a lot of joy, as I've said before, down the channel, outside channels. You get that much time, just playing the ball in, and there's 3 or 4 players there diving in, so they're all keen to score. They're all getting opportunities now when they're diving in, getting a deflection. Goalkeeper, again, very difficult in that situation. Could do with a little bit more support from his defence.
So number 5 for Wales, and it is been a bit of a cruise as the 3rd and 4th quarters have went. There's still plenty of time left in this one. James Carson, it was in the end. He did have his arms in the air. I wasn't quite sure if it was him that got the final touch in there, but he is the one that's going to get it. So a double for him, a double for Kyriakidis, 1 for Dolan Gray. Not a bad afternoon, a bit of a share around of the goals. But here's Johnny Gooch just getting the share of the hockey centre here in Glasgow, running all the way. Running all the way. Oh, it's another one. And set up by Gooch. The umpire whistle does peep, but it looks like should stand, but we're going to have a quick talk anyway.
Switzerland in danger of capitulating here. Gooch just ran right down the middle of the pitch. No one has gone to meet him. There's a few attempts at a tackle, but he's still in control of the ball.
Yellow card's been flung out in the middle of that, I think, for Jan Hurdle.
And a nice, again, another deflection. A lot of joy, Wales. You know, getting the ball in strong positions on the baseline and then playing the ball back for deflections.
Yeah, so that was what the whistles and umpires were having a chat about. Yellow card being shown for Jan Hurdle.
You need to be careful there.
Not happy at all. Change. Fortnum is coming to come on here for Wales in goal for David Kettle. Game obviously won. So a bit of a keeper change. And a bit of a mess for the Swiss in the last couple of minutes.
Again, good to see Fortnum getting some experience. Not always easy if you're not the first choice goalkeeper in a tournament like this, particularly if your team's one of the stronger teams. You might not get much game time, so opportunity to get him on the pitch. But as I said, Switzerland are in big danger here of just falling apart.
Well, Wales are ramping it forward again. Rupert Shipley, just to confirm, was the one that did get the touch in the end of that. Again, it was well worked. Gooch was the one that really made it for Shipley, whose play has deserved a goal. He's really been lively, physical threat bit of a playmaker, just roves around. Another one of the side for this Wales team that has a very good engine on him. Fire down and didn't get quite the touch. Benjamin Francis might have nicked something, but no one behind.
I think you're absolutely right for Shipperley. He's been fantastic this game. As you said, he's been all over the pitch. Got his just rewards there with his goal. I think the credit should go to the whole team. I mean, they've really worked very hard, getting themselves in great positions, and it's very easy for the forwards to score those goals. Again, Wales will be looking now to just push on, see if they can get a couple more goals.
So they're running away for Benoit Vaishoda.
And Wales just go back to their patient approach. No rush, just keep moving the ball, nice and easy. And that's Prosser just patrolling the middle of the pitch again. And he's controlled the game.
James Kinnicky is looking down the back, but Swiss take it here, and a couple here. Here is Yves Morard. Space open up for Vaishoda. Gail Vaishoda that was. But in the end doesn't come to anything. It was a nice run, nice move, but just the two of them really making the move.
Yeah, they've done well to create the space there, just a little lead outside, then back to the inside, confusing the Welsh defence. I think they're a little bit unfortunate there. A little push there from the Welsh defender could have been construed as a foul there, but the umpire obviously thought differently.
Well, James Fortin might take that onto the top pocket, a little saved since coming on. So, good moment for him, a little moment for him coming off the sidelines, the replacement keeper.
Yeah, having done that before myself, it's never easy to come into a game. No matter if your team's winning 6-0, you don't want to be losing the goal. You want to keep a nice clean sheet. Builds a lot of confidence for the team, so it's quite difficult to be sitting down for a length of time then come on. So you'll certainly take some confidence from that. Again, lots of rotation from Wales in the midfield, just creating space quite easily. Switzerland kind of playing man to man, so if you get a little bit of movement from your midfield, you can quite easily get the ball.
Prosser took his time trying to seize it up. Taken though by Greda.
I think Switzerland are quite happy if they blow the full-time whistle just now. Maybe if they get a couple of goals, it might just give them a little bit of a boost for the remaining games. They're probably quite keen just to get back to the hotel now.
Prosser for James Kinnicky. Cross, or attempted to get across by Francis. I think one thing with Switzerland, we've seen them over the last 12 months, certainly in the competitions here in Glasgow and even yesterday. They do play well, they've got a decent team. But maybe, like say Hurdle, talking about Yves Morard a lot, there have been 2 or 3 of their key players maybe not quite at the same level as yesterday. Tyler was quite one of those, but thought there was a half chance here if they played really well Switzerland that they could cause serious problem for Wales, but hasn't really materialised. Maybe though on the flip side the yellow card just flipped the game in Wales' direction, a couple of quick goals and then confidence and everything just drains. So there's a couple of ways to look at it, but Switzerland just hasn't felt like they've been quite, certainly in the attacking third, had the momentum as they try and find a consolation through Fela.
I think you touched on it, and 2 things there that are quite important. Obviously the tiredness factor, playing 2 games in 2 days is very draining, and the yellow card, but obviously you've got 2 or 3 key players, that's maybe good at a certain level. I think to play at this level you really need to have a squad of 18 top international players. You're making so many substitutions, they're changing so quickly that you've really got to have everyone on the same level if possible.
Now Space Hutchison with Francis, and 3 or 4 minds, 3 or 4 options, not one found. Grader stole again. That's forward from Manielli, he's going to get it back. Switzerland still trying to find something, but they've just not created enough chances even before the bit of collapse in the third quarter.
they've played very well, probably up to the 25-yard line, but they've never really done much in the circles. They've got the short corner, but apart from that, there's not much been happening for them. Wales have dealt with everything pretty comfortably.
Walker, not one of his best passes, showing some frustration.
You can let him away with that at 6-0.
I won't repeat what he said though, because I heard that, but can't repeat what he said.
Yeah, probably best not.
Oh, it's hammering again. If they have done this, the Swiss, it's usually been the hit and hope type.
They've really got. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that ball. They've got to just get somebody across the goalkeeper. I mean, if he's got a full sight of that, he's going to kick that away all day.
Schneider back to give us Murad. Wales could now capitalise. Marielli trying to stop Gooch.
Again, Smith's guilty there of trying to go through a player.
Prosser, oh, that's been missed here, didn't he? This could set up Hawker, and it's went in. And they were in trouble as soon as they got on, and that was missed over the top. And that is another goal for Wales, just under 6 to play in the quarter.
Again, just a catalogue of errors from the Swiss there. Giving the ball away early, missing the overhead. You know, there's 4 Wales players in the D, 1 defender, goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's very, very unlucky. It's a great effort to try and save that, but you know, really Switzerland are not helping themselves here. Making a lot of very, very basic errors, which are being punished, to be fair, by Wales, which is good from their point of view. They've been clinical when they're given the opportunity, so again they'll take a lot of confidence from that leading into the next games. And Hawker has been a very effective forward for them today. A constant threat, so again for him to get the goal, well deserved.
Yeah, Hawker pivotal, chipping in with some goals during the World League run, which Wales went to the second round in the Scotland group for round 1 and round 2. Hawker with 2 goals in round 1, just a solitary goal in round 2, but helped all the same.
I think it's been a very strong all-round performance from Wales. You know, they've been very, very solid in defence. Midfield, they've created a lot of opportunities and they've taken their chances.
Miko Moran again, cheap giveaway, Shipley across the face of the goal, and that kind of penalty corner.
Very quickly going downhill here for Switzerland.
Yeah, to use a cricketing term, it's been a bit of a collapse.
Again though, Wales keeping it very, very simple, getting the ball to the baseline, players strong coming along the baseline, and when you're defending in that position it's very, very difficult. The offensive player has the advantage. As soon as you commit to try and win the ball, they're just going to roll the ball off your foot, so you're in a kind of no-win situation. It'll be interesting to see if Furlong can score here, or else we've maybe jinxed him for the whole game.
Well, he's been a bit quieter this game, so maybe 1 or 2 key players from both sides will be a bit quieter due to the 2 games in 2 games, but we'll see. It is going to be Furlong. He needs a trademark goal. It is a good save though from the Swiss keeper Berest.
Yeah, very good save. I mean, it was a reasonable flick. It was a good injection to the top D. Maybe a little bit far out, but he's got good power behind it, but the goalkeeper's made a very good save there with his glove. Looks fairly comfortable.
Daniel Kyriakidis down here for Mugridge. Shipperley just turns away. 1 or 2 dummies I think going on in there, if it looked like it. Donoghue couldn't quite find his man, but stays with Wales and Prosser. Well, trying to steal a little nick was Donoghue second time. Jan Houdel, of course, served that yellow card 5 minutes earlier in the quarter.
Wales play with a lot more freedom now.
Oh, Prosser stealing back. This could be hat-trick time for Carson, and he will take it. James Carson, take the ball away because it's probably worth a few quid.
I think Switzerland again, the architects of their own downfall. They've got the ball. He just needs to roll the ball there onto his teammate. Prosser picks it off. Carson. I mean, that's again fantastic skill. Goalkeeper's got to go for the ball, lift it over, and just put it in the goal for the hat trick. Pretty happy with himself. But again, Switzerland just guilty of dwelling on the ball. Probably a combination of the scoreline, tiredness, and Wales, very quick to win the ball and take advantage. And this is in danger of getting to double figures.
Yeah, there's still time left. Just over 3.5 minutes.
I already said it, but I think it's imperative the Swiss team kind of regroup quite quickly. They've probably got to reflect on this and put it to bed quite quickly.
Will the day rests for likes of Switzerland help them try and regroup and recover, or will it be maybe one thing they might stew over because they've got a day to think about it?
It's quite difficult sometimes because what you'd like ideally is to get back on the pitch as quickly as possible to try and put right the wrongs, but I suppose it does give them a chance to really go into depth in their analysis of the game and see where the key factors were that maybe led to their downfall.
Another defence mistake quite quickly gave this back to Wales. It was Marard, it was a poor pass, and forward from Daniel Kyriakidis into the D, penalty corner.
I think Switzerland are just guilty of a lot of individual errors. I don't think there's been a collective problem, but individually they seem to have made a lot of errors, which has been capitalised on by the Welsh team. Another chance for Furlong here.
So Shipperley heading across with the injection. Carson's got his hat trick, so he may well leave us for Furlong to have another go. No, it's going to be Carson, blocked in the way.
Yeah, I thought that would be another penalty corner there. Good running by the Swiss number one runner, but hit his body, so unfortunately did his job, but it'll be another penalty corner.
Yeah, that was the ricochet came in. Good work from Thomas Hollick and Xavier Fener. The two umpires took a moment just to chat it through to make sure they were going to get the right decision.
It's probably not the most sensible position to be doing, but running number one runner basically runs straight down the line of the ball, trying to make the flicker go round him, so the goalkeeper's got a slight bit more time to try and save it.
Carson again, and 4 goals. They're celebrating before the umpire signalled, and it is 9, and there's still over 2 minutes left, and Switzerland, they have been counted out big time.
Again, good injection by Shipperley. Perfect trap and flick. Goalkeeper, I think, will be disappointed with that. You know, it's low to his right hand side. He's got a piece of the ball. He should really be looking to turn that around the post, but I think Carson will be quite happy. 4 goals in an international match, can't really argue with that. Again, if it's the benefit there of having two international level flickers at the top D as well, you know, so obviously we've talked a lot about Furlong, but they've got a second option there which could prove crucial in the later stages of the tournament.
Bit of variety. Carson 3 goals from open play and the penalty corner goal, so shows how much on these games been today. Sometimes you see when teams are dominant, they kind of just relax and leave it be, but they've been ruthless. Wales, every time they've had a sniff of a chance, they've taken it as the game's got on and the scores got bigger.
Yeah, I think that's what I've been most impressed by, is the fact they didn't just relax. You know, at 4-0 at half time, the game was finished. They then come out in the second half, and obviously they scored 2 quick goals, which would have deflated the Swiss a little bit, but they just kept going. They've been relentless, and they've got the rewards.
Ball one, but Feller trying to keep the energy up to give it away, but Wales with it again very quickly. Island Wall.
I think Wales will certainly enjoy their rest day a lot more than the Swiss.
Wales are first up on Wednesday when they play Russia. And Switzerland will be playing the Czech Republic. It'll be a real interest to see what happens with the game later. And it goes again. Francis was there lurking, and Wales will lose their chance to try and work the rest of that because the umpire's arm's out the other way.
Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to see, but I think the advantage is always going to go to the defender. He's got to stick on the ball. Very difficult to claim that you've taken the ball cleanly from there. Well, he has given. Well, he looks like he's going to give a bully, but he has given it to Switzerland. I think that game you mentioned on Wednesday is obviously going to be crucial for deciding the final placings in the pool. Obviously, if you top the group, you get the perceived easier semi-final, if you like, because you're playing against the second place team from the other pool. But really, at that stage, whoever you're playing is going to be a difficult game, and a lot of pressure on that. Probably more pressure on that than the final, because if you get to the final, you're already promoted.
So that'll do then. Very comprehensive from Wales. 9 goals scored. James Carson with 4 of those. And James Kirikita's got a couple in for the bargain. And also Hawker, Shipperley and Dolan Gray got things off and running. Can remember that all the way back in the 19th minute. Goals just seem to flood in more and more as the game headed towards the end. So many goals. We'll concentrate on this final quarter and bring you some of the best of the goals that we've seen in the latter stages. And Wales, they were just ramping through gears here towards the end. Or we'll certainly talk about the goals. Certainly performance-wise, James Carson, 3 goals will play, some sublime goals, some good runs, and also the penalty corner, certainly the star name in terms of goals.
Yeah, very much so. He's certainly, he will probably get the man of the match just on his goals, but I think all round Wales had a fantastic performance. I mean, there was an opportunity very early in the game for the Swiss to take the lead, and David Kettle made the save. From there, Wales pretty much controlled everything. As I said, a lot of experience in the back line. It's taking their time. They know how to set up. They're very disciplined in the defence. Midfield-wise, a lot of rotation. With Lewis Prosser sitting in the midfield just to give them that little bit of an anchor, and that allows the forwards the freedom. Luke Hawker and then Shipperley to play with a little bit more freedom up front, and they certainly took advantage.
So Wales with a great start. Switzerland now may well be looking over their shoulders come the weekend with their games. Obviously another game to come. 9-0 confirmation there for Wales. Czech Republic against Russia, 6:30 that is. We're near just before then for that game. Thoughts on that one? Because obviously big game now. Both sides have seen what's happened here, and both sides need to think about getting 3 points to stick around in this competition. Russia to level up with Wales, for Czech Republic to stay in with a chance of getting through to the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think both teams will be approaching it very much as the two teams did at the start here. It'll be a very cagey affair with neither team wanting to give much away in the first quarter. And again, I think the first goal will be absolutely crucial. I think we saw in this game that once Wales had got ahead, obviously the yellow card proved crucial. But for Czech Republic, it's a game they need to win if they want to stay in the top 2.
Well, it's been great to get your thoughts, Mark. I believe you're back with us for the Scotland-Ukraine game on Wednesday. So we'll see you then. Thanks, and hopefully you've enjoyed the match. So
yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So thanks to Mark for joining us. Thanks to you for watching our live coverage. We'll be back ahead of the game at 6:30. The next game in this group is Czech Republic against Russia. We will see you then, but we'll leave you for the moment with the final score in the first game here of the day. Switzerland 0, Wales 9.
crossovers. It's very easy in a tournament like this for momentum, whichever way it's going, to continue. So you've got to try and change it quickly.
Draper trying to wheel away and comes into Nicholas Stephen.
Well, Wales are starting to, just show what they're capable of. They've always been a fairly solid outfit, but they've played very well today, and I think they'll be growing in confidence, and that'll stand them in good stead for the rest of the tournament. And it's also worth noting they haven't scored any penalty corners.
Yes, there's been pretty quiet affair of the penalty corners.
Does make a difference at this level, but
Shipperley won it back, found Kelly, and arms are in the air. Try and work out who's put that one in, because there was 4 or 5 players there. Certainly a team goal, because it's just stretched Switzerland up, and it is number 5.
I think what we feared might happen here. Wales are just picking them apart now. We've had a lot of joy, as I've said before, down the channel, outside channels. When you get that much time, just playing the ball in, and there's 3 or 4 players there diving in. So they're all keen to score. They're all getting opportunities now when they're diving in, getting a deflection. Goalkeeper, again, very difficult in that situation. Could do with a little bit more support from his defence.
So number 5 for Wales, and it has been a bit of a cruise as the 3rd and 4th quarters have went. There's still plenty of time left in this one. James Carson, it was in the end. He did have his arms in the air. I wasn't quite sure if it was him that got the final touch in there, but he is the one that's going to get it. So a double for him, a double for Kyriakidis, one for Dolan Gray. Not a bad afternoon. A bit of a share around of the goals. But here's Johnny Gooch just getting the share of the hockey centre here in Glasgow, running all the way. Running all the way. Oh, it's another one. And set up by Gooch. The umpire whistle does peep, but it looks like should stand, but we're going to have a quick talk anyway.
Switzerland in danger of capitulating here. Gooch just ran right down the middle of the pitch. No one has gone to meet him. There's a few attempts at a tackle, but he's still in control of the ball.
Yellow card's been flung out in the middle of that, I think, for Jan Hurdle.
And a nice, again, another deflection, another deflection. A lot of joy, Wales. We're getting the ball in strong positions on the baseline and then playing the ball back for deflections.
Yeah, so that was what the whistles and umpires were having a chat about. Yellow card being shown for Jan Hurdle.
Need to be careful there.
Not happy at all. Change. Fortnum is coming to come on here for Wales in goal for David Kettle. Game obviously won. So a bit of a keeper change. And a bit of a mess for the Swiss in the last couple of minutes.
Again, good to see Fortnum getting some experience. Does make a difference at this level, but
Shipperley won it back, found Kelly. But here's Johnny Gooch just getting the share of the.
Does make a difference at this level, but
here's Johnny.
And Swiss guilty there of Wales playing with a lot more freedom now. Found him, so the goalkeeper's got a slight bit more time to try and save it.
Carson again, and 4 goals. They're celebrating before the umpire signalled, and it is 9. And there's still over 2 minutes left. And Switzerland, they have been counted out big time.
Again, good injection by Shipperley. Perfect trap and a flick. Goalkeeper, I think, will have a 3rd game leading into the cross. Does make a difference at this level, but
Shipperley won it back, found Kelly, and arms are in the air. Try and work out who's put that one in, because there was 4 or 5 players there. Certainly a team goal, because it's just stretched Switzerland up, and it is. But here's Johnny Gooch just getting the share of the hockey centre here in Glasgow, running all the way. Running all the way. Oh, it's another one. And set up by Gooch, the umpire whistle.
And Swiss guilty there of trying to go through a player.
Prosser, oh, that's been missed here, didn't he? This could set up Hawker, and it's went in. and they were in trouble.
Wales play with a lot more freedom now.
Oh, Prosit stealing back. This could be hat-trick time for Carson, and he will take it.
Them, so the goalkeeper's got a slight bit more time to try and save it.
Carson again, and 4 goals. They're celebrating before the umpire signalled. Welcome back to the National Hockey Centre here in Glasgow for Game 2 of today's double bill in the EuroHockey Championship 2, and it is the other game from this group as the Czech Republic take on Russia. Russia are the side that have won so far, and Wales have won twice so far in this competition with their 2 wins, emphatic win against Switzerland earlier, so they were 6 points out of 6. Russia with 3. The Czech Republic will be looking to try and eye 3 points here to give them a chance for the semi-finals. Well, let's look at the sides. Well, the Czech Republic really played well against the Welsh. It was a tight game, just didn't quite have enough to make it 2-2 in the latter stages. They lost 2-1. Mikhail Barta scored from a penalty corner. He was deadly. Thomas Hannes is the goalkeeper. Martin Hannes, Spearing's head, is the captain. Thomas Pajaka was a good card in the game, but a lively figure as well for the Czech side. Alex Perenka is the head coach. For the Russian side then, who had a great start yesterday against Switzerland, Chpiskovsky was very influential from penalty corner, scored from there. Konstantin Nikitin, a lovely little finish from another penalty corner. That's where they had a lot of joy. Pelizetsky, another scorer. It is Andrei Ivanov, who is the goalkeeper, who was very much part of his side's performance against Switzerland, and he is involved there as well. Yaroslav Loganov, the captain, another pivotal player. Scott Barker, an Australian, is the head coach for this Russian side. So the sides out, and we'll have the anthems in just a moment. The umpires, Maxim Perez-Peletia from Ukraine and Fraser Bell from Scotland. And it's going to be time for the national anthems, starting off with the Czech Republic anthem. Anthem sung, and we are a couple of minutes away from getting the second game of the day underway. There's confirmation again just of what needs to be done for both sides. Russia with their 3 points after their win against Switzerland yesterday. Wales with their 6. Czech Republic need 3 points, you suspect, to have any chance of making it through to the semi-finals. Otherwise they could be in a fight for survival, which certainly looks like what Switzerland will be doing. delighted to say, alongside myself, Carl Patterson in the commentary box here in the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow, is Stephen Pearcey, Uddingston player here in Scotland. Should really introduce you properly by saying Stephen Pearcey, and one cap for Scotland as well. You have featured with the Scotland jersey, which is great. So giving you a full mention of all your roles, and pretty much part of the setup at Uddingston as well. Good club here in Scotland, and very much looking forward to the game ahead, I'm sure.
Yeah, thanks for that. Nice to be here and looking forward to contributing to the commentary. Should be a good match. Expecting probably Russia to be the favourites, I would imagine, but I don't think that will be an easy match. Very close game. Czech Republic are mainstays at this level of European competition, so as you said, they'll be looking to get the win they need to take themselves through to the next stage of the tournament. So I expect a close match and a good match.
Yeah, certainly a lot right on it, and we were talking earlier in our coverage today when Mark Fulton was here about there's some important games, but in the group stage, the second game is probably the most important because it can make or break your week.
Yeah, it can. There's only 2 spots available to go through, so if you need the points, that's it. It's very simple. There's not a lot of margin for error, so if you want to go forward, you want to have aspirations of getting into the semi-finals and being in with a shot to go into the top level, you need to win, and more so than the second game. It's really important.
So almost set to go, and there's going to be the Russian side in the right to get us going. And we're underway here for the second game of the day in this pool B, and as we just said, it could make or break the pool for both these sides effectively. Might add a bit of spice. Maybe 1 or 2 neutrals will be looking for a Czech Republic bounce back after yesterday to see a titled final day in this pool stage on Wednesday.
I think we can expect the Czech Republic to play a really disciplined level of hockey and be quite content to let Russia have the ball and try and look to counter. At the moment it's setting up to look like that. You know, they're quite happy to play just over half court, so I expect Russia to have a lot of the ball, and if anything, Czech Republic to come out later in the match if it's still tight and see if they can take some points or some goals to give them a chance of winning.
Yaroslav Loganov, the captain, will anchor on his side. Marek Kyrulin is a goal scorer for this Russian team, trying to get an early possession. Martin Leovic trying to disrupt things, but Russia trying to work the space quickly. So Lutinov carries on quickly, and Alexei Mayarev didn't last long with that ball in his grasp. Here comes Angeleshny away, try and clear it, but a bit caught in possession here, the Czech Republic. Mikhail Poskararov was around too, trying to help it for his side. Bit back to you at the moment from both teams in this final third. Kyrulin there again.
Czech Republic are just struggling to get out at the moment. They get a touch of the ball, but they're losing possession immediately. They just need to settle down and try and get some contact on the ball, keep possession. Russians are putting on a lot of pressure in that final third, in that quarter. Obviously looking to take advantage early on, but it's just about hanging on. Sometimes you've got these moments in games where you're under a lot of pressure, and it's just how long you can weather the storm. Nice
juggling around there by Marek Kyrulin, just couldn't quite get it down in the path. Managed to run his way into the D, and now backwards comes Martin Leovic, having to collect and try and defend. Camped in the first 2.5 minutes here.
See, the Russians are obviously going for a lot of high pressure there, forcing a turnover from the Czechs. They obviously sense that they can get at them and get some ball high up the pitch.
Konstantin Nikitin scored. As I mentioned, the lineup's a brilliant goal. It did open up for him very kindly, but from a penalty corner, it just came to him on the left side and just managed to slot it in the right corner. It was a neat goal. And their win yesterday against the Swiss. A tight one it was, and then the Swiss struggled today as the game went on. That was a sore one there for Andrei Kuriev.
Yeah, right on the knee, so it's just came off the edge of the Czech player's stick and lifted onto his knee, but I think the umpire's given it to Czech Republic, maybe thinking it's came off the Russian player's stick, which is a shame. He's taken a sore one there and got nothing to show for it.
Down the channel goes Kindle, but couldn't quite keep it in. Remember, this is a Russian side who are the second seeds here out of the 8 sides, and of course came down from the top tier in the 2015 edition of this competition. So they're trying to win back promotion immediately. In fact, Zaldinov forward, but it was a poor pass.
So a quick free hit from the Russians. They're obviously looking to keep some flow in this game, bit of momentum.
Nice ball back, and just sneaking by the post. That was a quick move and almost paid off for the Russians here.
Yeah, just a free hit again. So they've done this 2 or 3 times now where they've just got on the ball really quickly and looking to catch the Czechs off guard, still asleep, not setting up. So they've done that, entered the D, managed to get a shot.
And Zalotynov continues to run to get that effort on goal, but it's by. Czech Republic just trying to win some time on the ball here. Hannes across back to the centre now to Koritak. Big amount of space here for the Czech side, but not quite falling for Mikhail Barta.
I think that's going to make the difference when the Czechs are building up here. They'll have opportunities to play forward, but it's how much desire, how much intention does the forwards have of getting on the ball. If they can get on the ball, then they can play in the half and they can make some plays towards the Russians' D, and that might be where they get their goals or win some penalty corners, but they need to stop the ball. They need to have possession. So again, another loose ball. They're just struggling at the moment to find each other, and even when they are passing, you see that there's some slight lifts, which doesn't make it easy when you're under pressure, but guys at this level would expect to stop that, but they have to up the quality of the passing at the moment.
Golubev with the initial pass, didn't quite come back to him. Czech Republic again with the ball back in their path. With 9 minutes left in this first quarter, and just need to settle down a little bit. Forward from Koritak again. He's going to come down here for Milovic. Scramble with Nikolai Komarov. Bit of an early tussle. Again, quickly from Russia as they win it back. Golubev down that channel with Anton Konolov. Scrappy, I guess, from both sides here. Czechs aren't getting much headway out of the defensive area, but when Russia try and build up something, they seem to lose possession.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy to score against Czech Republic, but the Russians are quite happy to press. They obviously feel that they can put them under enough pressure to get possession in their half and in their quarter. So again, you'll see that they often have a lot of ball in the corner with a lot of Russian players and their own teammates. So it's hard to play out with that. You know, let alone find a pass. It's hard to get your head up when you've got a few guys in close proximity willing to steal the ball at the first chance. So they'll just have to weather it. They'll have to deal with it, because I don't see the Russians deviating too much from this game plan. They'll be looking to press a lot.
Rajaka for Koritak. Milovic goes for a little race. Again, just can't quite keep it in his path. 52nd cap for him. 27-year-old just heading off for a little breather now. Across to Nikitin.
Yeah,
That's going to skip by, and it does here. And Zalotynov trying to stay on his feet. Might get a strike at goal, and it's fired away by the keeper, Petr Nikovsky, the keeper there for the Czech side.
It's an important save, but it's actually a really good technical save, because not only was the guy in the D so he could shoot and have the opportunity to score, but there was a deflection on the ball.
Still might be a chance.
Yeah, good tackle again.
But very much putting his chance, maybe his legs, his foot on the line, just in case the penalty corner. But Thomas Przaka did well in the heart of the defence.
So this one, he's played the ball across, but there's a tip, what looks like a tip in front of the goalkeeper. So he's dealt with that and he's made the save. They're not the easiest to deal with.
Yeah, Thomas Hannesson, that is, of course, in goal for the Czech side, and had a few saves to pull off yesterday. And at it there again. Scramble which could come back here for the Czechs. Tommy's doing well, finding some help. Shinik Zuna down in that corner, comes back with the slide in red and blue. Xhaka switches it to the other side, might get one to fire in. Oh, it's going to slip here, is it? Not quite for Robin Jednik, who put the touch on. There was one or two lurking around as well.
It's good advantage by the umpire. They had the opportunity for the short corner there, but the ball broke to a Czech forward, so they had his chance to play. Unfortunately, they never got the shot on target. But it's more promising. They had good possession in the half. It means that they can make play into the D, and they have to make best use of these situations.
Yaroslav Loganov forward. Nice little continuing ball here to Swieczkowski, who scored yesterday. Pirouette time already. Brilliant stuff there. Plazecki in. It's a lovely pass if someone in white was there. It's well defended.
It's an excellent touch there from defender on the D, so it's hard when the ball's played at speed and lifted to control it, not only to make it land at your feet ready to play, but to make sure it doesn't bobble into an attacker for a kind of second opportunity. Yeah,
That's
good
been lost
counter
in.
attack here,
Now
3v2.
there's a big chance here for Russia. Been taken out wide here. They might have spun this guy Roland, but still options. But look at the fully red jerseys back. Roland continues to hold. Poskarikov providing some help. Having to go backwards here to try again. Forward it went from Nikitin and different route. Kairulan picks it back up. Nice control. Did it come off a leg? It looked like it. Penalty corner.
So an excellent upright pick up there on the baseline, which allows him to have control of the ball, but to then find the Czech feet getting the shot corner. So this will be a big opportunity for the Russians to get on the boat on the score sheet. So yeah, we'll see what their penalty corner routines are like. I'd expect them to be pretty slick, being in the A division last time round.
Kuriev heading across. Well, it was Sergei Swieczkowski scored the opener against Switzerland yesterday from a penalty corner. Number 14, so you can watch out for him. Possibly he could be the one, but it might be a different routine this time. They have one or two in the locker. It is going to be a different route. And I think the keeper got it away. Might have clipped the post as well from Seaman Martinkovsky.
Fairly standard save for the goalkeeper there. I don't think the drag flicker got a lot of power on the shot. Maybe put off a little bit by the runner. So I would expect a wee bit more pace in the ball at the next corner. Maybe test this Czech keeper a wee bit more.
Nikodin tried to launch it. Comes back for the Czech Republic. 3 minutes left in the quarter. Just darted out by Nikodin. Complete switch from the Czechs. Koretak was in some good space and spotted teammate in the gap. It was Milovic. Back it goes and trying to stretch it out here. Forward from Hannes, but that was loose. Nice idea, but not quite finished well.
Yeah, better possession, so they're going to have to do a lot more of that. But again, it's this passing. They're going to have to make better connections and try and keep the ball in the Russians' half. If they can improve on that a little bit, they'll see a lot more opportunity to get in the D and put the Russians under a bit more pressure.
Kuriev in a scrap, being in the wars already. One or two scrapes from Kuriev, but Mankowski gets that one back. Forward it goes here for the Czech Republic, and Plotchi, one of the scorers, trying to turn provider. Wozniacki mishit, and obviously it becomes a bit dangerous there with the stick flying. That was unfortunate, and Russia looked to get on with this quickly. Kairulan in front, wanting the ball, might be picked off. It is from Pilizetsky, and starting to open up and get a bit quicker here from both sides.
Yeah, good opportunity for the counter again. Again, you can see that the Russians are keen to play as fast as possible. They want to try and utilise the space that the Czechs are providing to them by not being set up quickly enough. So they're obviously trying to play quickly. And just before that, maybe a wee bit unlucky from the Czechs not to win a corner. I thought that looked like the best option. Found a player, but couldn't quite make the connection in the D.
Alexander Skaversky, and it's nice ball. Pavel Zetsky crosses the D, and it is a penalty corner. A bit of a couple of seconds the umpires took to think of that, was whether it came up off the stick onto the leg, and they've said yes.
Yeah, another chance for them to score here, maybe improve on the last penalty corner. I would expect them to drag flick again, knowing that the last one wasn't really released properly. But you can see from the Russians' build-up play, they're quite happy to come down the lines here. They're not really playing through the central areas, but with that in mind, they're getting a lot of success. They're entering the D, they're winning corners, and where possible, attacking the baseline, looking for guys to tip in and have shots on goal. It's working well for them at the minute.
Andrew Kuriev across the end once again for us. Injection. Matkowski again, saved again by the keeper. Well away it went by Thomas Hannes.
Bit of contact, a wee bit more speed on the ball, but you're drag flicking straight at the goalie, and at this level you can't do that. You've got to find the corners, you've got to make him really work to make his saves, and that's where you'll get the goals. So I'd imagine the Russians from their two corners will be fairly disappointed at the moment.
Long enough with a slight miscontrol, and Czechs have got it here. Watching on pace, but need some support, which is coming in dribs and drabs ahead.
Nice skill there on the line. You would expect them maybe to launch their counter-attack a wee bit earlier, and maybe that's where the time at the end of the quarter's not playing to the advantage of the Czechs. Maybe a bit tired from defending Russian pressure too often.
So at the end of the first quarter, no goals between the two sides. Czech Republic 0, Russia 0, and time for a bit of chat from both sides as they take their couple of minutes here at the National Hockey Centre in Glasgow. Game 2 of today, nice little crowd and as well. I think a few from each side here on the field are here. I think a few neutrals, one or two supporters have made the trip. There's a little look at some of the action, and it was a case of 2 or 3 penalty corners, a couple here for the Czechs. Probably the best outlet of some action from the Czechs, who kind of grew into it. Russia had a flyer to start, the Czechs kind of just built themselves into it as the quarter went on.
Yeah, they got more possession, and that's going to happen. You know, they had a slow start, but they weathered the storm, as we were saying at the start of the quarter. So they've dealt with that. They haven't conceded, and I think both teams at this moment will be fairly relaxed in the match, knowing that everything's there to be played for, and probably more of the same as what their coaches will be saying on both sides, albeit with the Czechs looking to get a wee bit more connection and some more possession, because ultimately that will result in chances and an opportunity to enter the Russian D.
Just looking to the left of where our commentary position is here in the ground, and Thomas Przaka, the Czech Republic number 5, is very animated, as is Petr Tronacek, the team manager of the Czech Republic. He was head coach here last year for the Slovakian side at World League One, I think there is quite a bit of crossover. The Czech Republic and Slovakian players, they either play in their own country in club hockey there, or they play across the border. We've seen that last year with Slovakia, and some of the players played in the Czech Republic, and it seems a trend vice versa. But certainly some amity team talks in the early stages. Maybe a real sense that the Czechs grew into it pretty well as the first quarter went on. And Russia have been steady so far. There's been plenty of chat. We were discussing off air before the game that plenty of people were saying, well, Russia probably should sneak it. They are the higher ranked side, came down. But it's been an interesting affair so far as the second period is underway.
Yeah, it's rare that the Czech Republic are really outdone by a large number of goals. So it will be tight. And just based on the animation on the sideline, I think the Czechs will be saying we have to be tidier in the D, stop giving away the silly corners for missed traps, etc. But also try and deal with the Russians before they get into the D or into the 25. You don't want a wee bit of sloppiness to cost you. If you can try and be a bit more organised and deal with that in the central area of the pitch, it's harder to hurt you. So you're likely to stay in the game for a bit longer if you can just switch on and deal with that pressure. And no doubt the speed of reacting to that pressure is important as well, because as we said, the Russians are looking to play quickly and try and catch the Czechs off guard and use that space.
Well, here is the animated Tomas Pajaka for the Czech Republic.
Usually it's quite difficult to see. You don't know too much about these types of teams. Often it's only European tournaments or maybe World League. If you happen to have them in Scotland's group, you'll learn a bit about the team. So often what you'll find is that one of the teams come up with something a bit new, something you've never seen before, often at penalty corners, but sometimes within play as well. But so far they've played a kind of standard.
Good stuff here though for
nice
the Czechs.
attack.
It was Leovic coming in, but it's going to get cleared here by Russia.
Yeah, nice baseline attack, but what I'm saying is that they're playing a kind of set model as such. A lot of them both teams are quite happy to have your standard back four, albeit the Czechs are rolling their right back a little bit more than the Russians. So there's nothing too off the wall at the moment. Everything's kind of standard and as you would expect. It's just a case of winning these duels or having these duels and seeing who comes out on top.
It'll be a positive first spell of this second quarter for the Czechs in terms of possession. Russia with it now, though, with Matjakovsky, who's had a couple of half goals from the penalty corners.
Yeah, good
and now down
pushes.
the line and channel it comes here. Space opening up. Keeper trying to get it in his grasp, and they've just about got it away. I think Leovic was possibly the one that did manage to get it away in the heart of the D for the Czech Republic. Still with Russia here, though. And the turret goes into the D, and again it cleared Jakub Kuritek this time.
They're obviously well drilled at how they attack the baseline. They've opted to do that on both sides a number of times. Maybe a wee bit unselfish here on the replay. A wee bit selfish, sorry, on the replay that at such a tight angle he's tried to score. He's got good support there in and around the penalty spot, back post. Maybe if he passed that, he gets an opportunity for his teammates to score.
Yeah, there was a couple of ways. I think Kai Rowland was the one notable that was waiting for it. Back it goes from Kuritek here. Cross again to Martin Leovic. Now picked back up Kuritek, but pass is stopped in its tracks again by Kai Rowland, doing a good job there. Just his 14th cap, 23 years old. He's played twice already this week, played of course both games, so had 12 coming into the week, and certainly been a lively old player in the recent times for Russia. Kai Rowland, in fact, was the joint top goal scorer from World League 2, where Russia entered the World League phase through the ranking, missed out World League 1, got straight into World League 2 and went out in that stage.
Yeah, they'll be looking for him to be the talisman and try and get some goals for this Russian team here to get them off the mark.
Lovely ball this was for Kornilov. Lizetsky in the waiting, couple others making the run.
Excellent defending there.
A bit more scrappiness coming into the Russian play, not quite keeping it in attacking position like they were in the early stages of the first quarter. That's given away though. Spichkovsky doing well to take the ball. Ball switched across here for Mayarov. That's too much on that, too much meat on that. Again, just what I was just talking about there, not been quite as clinical or looked quite as dangerous in that final third Russia this quarter so far.
Yeah, the Czechs have got more opportunity with the ball, and the Russians are failing to connect at the moment. Again, they're the ones now who are finding it hard to get their forward passes connecting and finding the people in the D. So the Czechs will take heart. You know, they've got opportunity here. They just have to be calm, be patient, and then anything's possible. Just make sure they don't give anything away too cheaply and try and get the Russians to work.
That's been taken back here by Nikolai Komarov, trying to get past Bajaka through the legs, but he had a defensive teammate in Kolar behind to get it back, and again Russia not quite keeping it for long enough in the attacking final third. Maybe the Czechs can try and break here. That is a sore one in the face, another one in the face there, this time Shinik Zuna with it, and a little hold of the jaw.
Yeah, never nice when that happens, but when it's a duel like that and there's two people competing for the ball, sometimes it pops up and there's nothing you can do. It's too close to react, and unfortunately he's took that one in the side of the face, which will be sore. He can get some ice on that after the game.
A lot of space picked out. Leovic is wanting it, he has it. Loads of space.
Yeah, they've got two Russian forwards here who are looking to press the game, but their teammates never followed up, so there was huge spaces in the midfield, and even there they were able to find the right back without any real pressure. So just first sign for the Russians that they weren't as organised as they have been.
It's a good run by Tommy's, but Russia will get this one away. 21st in the rankings, Russia. They were 22nd earlier in the year, so they've climbed back up to 21. And that one skiddles by the Czech Republic, incidentally, were 23rd earlier in the year. They've just dropped a spot throughout the course of the year in the current phase of the world rankings. But as we discussed once or twice throughout the course of today and over the last couple of days, that there isn't much between a lot of these sides here with some of the results we've seen so far.
The margins in international hockey are so fine, even between teams like Russia who have just come down for the top level and the Czechs who've played at this level for a number of years. Everybody's organised, everybody's well trained, and it's difficult to break them down. Good players, the leagues across Europe are getting better, the player quality is improving, so there's no easy games, albeit last game there was a 9-0, which is maybe a wee bit rare nowadays, but generally the teams are pretty well organised.
The Czechs last in the top tier in 2013 in Belgium, and now a twist from Ploche to try and work a way in here. Oh, bouncing around, and they've scored! And it was a mess, bouncing around all over the place, but they have the lead to the Czech Republic.
Yep, so excellent pick up there. He obviously beats his opponent, enters the D, becomes dangerous, and it's just about trying to connect and link up. A wee bit of pinball, not quite sure who or what is touched in there, but final touch from a Czech player goes in the goal. So Russians have to really up the mark here. They'll have to go and put a bit more pressure on, connect. I thought the last phase I played at the Russians have, they just look a wee bit frantic. They're not connecting their passes, they've got good amounts of space, they're just not connecting. So if they can improve that, then who knows, but the Czechs have got something to hold on to, something to fight for, and the ball is in Russia's court to come out and see what they can do to respond.
Well, it must have bounced back in the melee to Lucas Ploche. I was trying to work out if it was him that came off, and it did come off him, and he did have mentioned that he has been someone that does score for the Czech Republic. Scored 7 in World League 1. They were knocked out. They were finished 4th out of 6 in the pool phase in World League 1. They hosted it in Prague, but Lucas Ploche scored 7 in that competition last summer, and it's a good marker, a good barometer. The last or one of the major tournaments in last year that they've been involved with, and he has scored there. I don't know how it came back to him, because he just ran in, bounced around. Might have been a penalty corner if it never went in, because it must have bounced off 2 or 3 different legs and body parts. But a mess, but the Czechs will take it.
Yeah, they will take it. I think Scottish umpire Fraser Bell must have thought it would have been played off sticks. I think he wouldn't have played advantage if it hit the body, but he obviously knows where the goal is.
Nice ball again across here, and umpire's arms out. Jan Gillespie was racing, and it was Plotchy again with the ball across the face of the goal, and it'll be a lively minute or so. Yeah,
Plotchy is clearly the outstanding striker for Czech Republic, knows where the goal is. He's got previous in European and world level tournaments, so he scored for them. Hopefully he can get a few more and keep them ahead, but yeah, he's a guy that you want to try and get the ball to in the D. Obviously knows where the goal is.
Yeah, he got a quiet game yesterday, but he's certainly been lively. But up the other side, Russia queuing up here. Oh, and not far away. Kai Rulin was waiting, but wide it went by the baseline.
It's another one of these baseline attacks. So as you can see, they're very good in a controlled position. Good connection, finds his teammate, but no work in the goalie. That's maybe 4 or 5 times they've done that and just failed to hit the target or put it over the line. But they're getting plenty of opportunities. You know, entering the D and the baseline is something they've obviously worked hard at. They're quite comfortable doing.
Corey Tack. Nice layoff from Hannes if it works. Dead. Plotchy again. Causing mayhem on that side.
Yeah,
took a little half touch too many.
Yeah, he's a live wire. He's obviously he's comfortable running at people, happy to create, happy to try and enter the D and see what comes of it.
So Russia trailing here. They did get their win yesterday. Czech Republic, they really need a win to have a chance here. You suspect to get to the semi-finals, they really need something here. But Russia trying to bounce back. Spichkovsky trying to keep it alive. Bobbling around, away it goes by Koritak. Myrov to go backwards here and try something with Patient Nikitin. A bit of finesse with that pass. Proskaryov with it now, trying to
lovely skills there.
Juggle it. Couldn't quite pick up Lapatev.
Yep, Laka, so excellent skills, good 3D skills, beats his opponent, actually 2 men on him, looks for the forward pass. Good pass actually, but failure to trap, so it's just that connection again. I think Russia are obviously pressing very hard to try and get an equaliser before half time, but you can see they'd all their players except the goalie in the opposite half. They just have to be careful. Sometimes it's harder to do that because you start congesting the play and the spaces for the forwards don't become available. So you just want to make sure you're not crowding out your own players by being too eager to get in the score sheet.
3 minutes left then in the second quarter. Russia are looking to find an equaliser. Before half time would be ideal for them. Cut out there by Plotchiko, but the ball come back with Kurev making a good run. Just disrupted a little bit, but still on the side with White. Half laid up there, Kurev trying to make the continuing to try and make his run forward.
Just a wee bit slow to react in the D there. I meant the Russian guy could jump in front and try and get on the ball. Fortunately it came to nothing, but it did mean that the Czech goalie had to come into action to try and clear the danger. So again, the Russians have got all the outfield players in the Czech half, so they're pinning them pretty far deep.
Kovsky with an ambitious one, no chance there for Dmitry Laptev.
And that's partially the problem. You're forced into playing these types of passes to find the space. When you do that, it's not easy to pick up the ball. It's never easy to pick up the ball, but that type of pass, bouncing direct into the body, sometimes it's really hard, which means that you're not going to get a lot of joy. So time's run out in the half, maybe they're forced to do that.
But up the other side here, Czech Republic racing through, across the face of goal, and actually I was about to say if Gillespie was sticking around the centre there, could have tapped it in, but it kind of wandered away from the goal. and it's now getting very stretched here for both sides. And then again a little bit lax with the pass in there. Andrei Kuriev couldn't quite pick out the pass he wanted.
I think Lodjanov, the Russian goalie, will be disappointed here. He obviously makes a decision to close the angle, comes out his goal, but comes through his legs. You know, he has to try and stop that. It has to be a block and make sure the ball can't progress.
Just very lucky, as I mentioned, there was a couple of Czech players that just kind of drifted towards the left post, and if he kind of stayed in the centre, they might have got something on that. It would have been a double lead scoreline as we're into the final minute of this quarter. And now it's Czech Republic again with Tomis, but quickly loses it. Russia trying to get it up forward towards Kuriev again. Dancing footwork of Leovic, just to try and take the sting out of it in the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, I think the Czechs would just look to slow the game down, just get into half time with a lead and take stock, reorganise. So I'd be surprised if they do it too wild at the moment. But he's found a forward pass. If he's quick, he can maybe get something.
Well, here is Plotchi on the other side this time. 5 seconds left, just try and hammer something. Just going to run out of time here though, and it is Czech Republic who have the lead here. And well, it could be a lively team talk, well, for both sides, but for Russia, after winning yesterday, they are behind. The Czech Republic really need a win to have a chance to get through to the semi-finals. Lucas Plotchi with the goal, excellent work goal, which somehow bubbled back to him, and he managed to tap in. And well, it's kind of 1-1 in terms of quarters. Russia had the better the first quarter, the Czechs edge into it. Second quarter, Czechs were the better side, and let's have a little reminder of this goal.
Yeah, he's entered the day. Maybe could be a wee bit more pressure in there from the Russians.
There he is, hooking it in.
Yeah, right place, right time. So he's done well to finish. Lot of bodies, balls bobbling around, so clinical, and it gives him a lead at half time. So they'll be really pleased with that.
So celebrations for the Czech side as we take a pause for the moment as the half time takes place, and we'll be back in around about 7 or 8 minutes time with the start of the second half. But at the break, it's the Czech Republic 1, Russia 0. Welcome back then to the National Hockey Centre here in Glasgow. Getting ready for the third quarter of this game, and it could well be a big game now in terms of what will happen in the table, because if it stays as it is, the Czech Republic have handed themselves a huge lifeline here in terms of a chance for the semi-final. It's going to make things tasty come Wednesday when the final group games take place. So we've been talking off air, but I think the real momentum really for Russia and the real team chat, Stephen, is going to be that they really need to come out firing here on all cylinders to get a go back into it.
Yeah, it just throws risk to the group at the moment. You know, if the Czechs get the win, or it stays like this, or even they get the 3 points, really that second spot's up for grabs. So it could be anybody's. The Russians won't want to have to decide it in the last game. If they can do that now, they can look forward, potentially get the top 2 spots, maybe an easier semi-final, and then it means they can have some either wider squad play some minutes. It just becomes an easier place to be. They don't want to go into that last game and have to do something.
Worst case scenario, or a semi-worst case scenario, could be that if they got a draw, then they'd be 4 points in a good position to go through. They relied on what happens in the last round, but they certainly would like to try and turn this around here. But Czech Republic trying to get some momentum. That's given away here. Kyrulin gets it back. It was slack from Kindle.
They've done well there to try and stop the momentum a wee bit there, but he's still entered the D. Yeah.
Penalty corner. Kyrulin fell there by Martin Hannes.
Czechs will feel hard done by. You know, they've just came out for half time. Basically a gift to the centre forward there, and the Russians again have played fast and got a penalty corner out of it, so another good chance. You know, a draw, we were saying there, a draw is not a disaster for Russia. Again, it puts it in their own hands and it puts them in a positive footing to get to the semi-finals. I'm sure they'd rather win, but you know, they still have to get the goals.
Andrei Kuryev across then for the injection here. Going to be Madjakovsky. It's saved again by the keeper Hannes. Well, it's still alive here, but sliding in. It's Corey Tag, but still with Russia trying to work out a gap. So Litinov here. Then a fall for Kuryev on the edge of the D. And good sportsmanship there.
Yeah, good, better drag flick certainly for Russia. I still think they should have a wee bit more, but a good save. You know, that one's at least going towards the corner a bit more. He's done well to get down there and get a solid glove to it. Yeah, good save.
Great shot from behind the goal. Hopefully you're enjoying our live coverage wherever you're watching on the various platforms. Well, this second game of the day. 2 more games tomorrow, back in another pool with Ukraine against France at 4:15. Scotland take on Portugal. I'm sure there'll be a big local home crowd for Scotland, but some great sides. France will be looking to bounce back after the defeat. Portugal, always fun and passionate side to watch. Ukraine may quietly do something. Some great stories in this tournament across both groups.
Seen a wee bit of Ukraine yesterday. They looked very slick, very free flowing, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did well.
They seem to, obviously, they scored a lot of goals. Portugal are the lowest ranked side here, but just keep on trying to attack, and very much a great side to watch if maybe a bit indisciplined in keeping a defence back, but good fun all the same. Here's Zamolitinov trying to pick out a gap, which was found. Plachetsky tried to hammer it in on the edge of the D, but only found a red jersey.
Just a wee bit too quick. If he took a second longer and assessed his options, you would have seen that he had a player wide open on the left side of the D, but I think he was just eager to try and get that ball in the circle nice and quick. So again, they've taken quick free hits. It's obviously a theme for these Russian players. You can just sense that they're a wee bit more vocal now, Russia. You can see they're maybe a wee bit more impatient. I think they've got a real desire here to try and deal with this early.
It was nice and thorough initially, but ran into danger. I mean, there is still plenty of time left here for Russia. It's still got 11.5 minutes of this quarter, and then the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is one where he's got this player on the left, plenty of space, just maybe a bit too quick if it's such a thing.
Karov across to Loganov. Switchkovsky down right below us, was asking for it, but never came to him. He might get this one now from Loganov, but no two thoughts in Loganov's mind.
Yeah, good composure there from Loganov. Sees the pressure, drives on his front stick, gets out pretty easy.
Oskarikov. Good skill from him.
Nice pass.
Opens things up for Spichkovsky. Nice pirouette. Can he play it across? And bouncing around. Umpire appeal has been flung at them, but nothing coming. So they're going to have to try again from deep. Here's Loganov again. Just cut out there by Leovic. Nice weaving room. Laptev. It's into a good spot here if they can get the turn in. Korolov, but they can't.
Korolov did well there, he jumped in front. His direct opponent managed to get on the ball, but unfortunately the ball hit his foot, so he doesn't get the opportunity to try and shoot. Again, you can see the Russians, they're happy to attack down the baseline, they're very comfortable there. Other teams would be eager to recycle the ball and try and find space in other places.
Kovsky gets going quickly, seen the space with Zamalutinov. Coming back in to sweep in with Thomas Power, who was quite influential yesterday. He had a good game for the Czechs. Most notable a bit of action for him in this one.
Yeah, he did well there just to stop that attack. The Russians had a few players over and a good bit of space, so if he didn't deal with that in the right way, they might have got a good scoring opportunity, so he's done really well.
Forward from Levic here for Plotchy. Seen what he did in the first period. He could try and set something up, but I think he, again, it was one of those couple of minds could have played it across, but decided to go for it himself.
Carbon copy, the one we've seen from Russia. You know, they come into D and he's opted to try and shoot for the baseline.
Take two just coming into the D, and got bounced off Levic.
It's unfortunate because you can see his teammates were working hard to get into good positions.
Forward it goes, Kornilov making the run, keeper kicks it away anyway, will do, but it's felt actually quite nice because Zednek was there, space to the left if he wants it from Tomis. It's been picked up by him. Czech Republic, comfortable few minutes for them here.
Feel like they're growing into the game. You know, they're improving every phase of play. They seem to be more comfortable and starting to put pressure on the Russians.
Laptev though is picking this one back up. Just a little bit too long for Komarov.
Unfortunate slip. But
Komarov has got it back here through fortune. Spichkovsky and Komarov, and it's away.
He got advantage there, maybe a wee bit fortunately, because I think he's played it off the body of the Czech number 5. So normally you'd find that's a free hit because you can't take advantage from playing off the body. But he got it just a wee bit too slow to get shot away. Meant that it was blocked.
Tchaikovsky to Loganov. That was easily picked up by Plotchy. And Czech Republic counter, making the furthest one forward is Zuna, but continues with Plotchy, who goes out wide.
Yeah, that's a good
nice play here for Zednek. Can he wriggle through? Not quite. Nice idea.
Just good counter. You know, they got good numbers to support the ball, but lost connection at the end.
Laptev, Golubev. Oh, snap, strike, goal.
Hard skill that, you know, the ball is bobbling, it's bouncing around, and to try and go in your reverse and connect to an edge. So he's done well to try and get that on target, force a save for the goalkeeper.
Hammered by Nikitin, but no one in white. Will still stay with them. Tchaikovsky. Golubev. Umpire's arms out.
So he's just given a free hit against. Some people call it third-party obstruction. So basically, it's kind of like looks like a basketball screen if we see the replay. So basically, there's a bit of obstruction just prior to the player hitting the shot. So this is the one where he's played it on the edge.
Cross from Matikovsky. And coming in is Mayarov. Scored Mayarov in a game against Belgium in the EuroHockey 2015, the top tier. A scrap to try and survive was in vain. It was a heavy defeat that day. Skapersky now for Russia. Oof. That was high and wide and dangerous, not very handsome.
Yeah, you can see by his body position, he was just not in a good position to hit a reverse stick cross. And you know, that's a hard skill at the best of times, let alone if you're not addressing the ball properly. So, not surprising there that he's made a bit of a mess of that. It was a bit wild.
Mayarov again. Nice pass. Zechke across, but only to the side in red. Barta.
Good skills there, nice fast hands, get him out of trouble nice and early.
Lovely ball for Tomies. There's a real belief, I think, with the Czechs. They can try and pinch a second goal. Might be enough here, but Zetsky tried to clear it away only briefly, but that wasn't the best of clearances from Jenek and gives possession back. 4 minutes just over left in this quarter.
You can definitely see in this phase of play, last 5 minutes or so, that both teams are putting a lot of energy into the game, a lot of speed into the game. They're obviously eager to try and either cement their position, as in the Czechs getting another goal, or the Russians trying to draw level to give themselves the opportunity to win the game. So there's a lot of energy being invested at the moment.
Zamolazanov, 3 red bodies around him, and was always in a struggle there, stolen and cleared by Kindle. Back it comes to Simon Matiovsky, and now Konstantin Nikitin. Cross for Skapersky. Again, it's a loose pass on the edge of the D, going straight back into Thomas Prishaka.
Prishaka taking the game by the scruff of the neck. He's often at the centre of these defensive unit plays, trying to nullify Russia, but also quite eager to be in the ball and get the Czechs up the pitch. My main worry here is that how long can the Czech Republic do this? They're looking tired. Forwards are struggling to get back.
Kuriev making the run this time.
And you're often finding that when they are defending continuously like this, they don't have an outball.
Zamolodinov for Russia. Looking still to get back in level terms. This is fired across at full pairs. Like Alexander Skapersky, but doesn't come to anything.
Russian coaches will be disappointed. You know, they're getting guys in good positions, lots of space, opportunity to attack the D, and just poor skill execution. 2 balls on the pitch, so there's short delay. Might buy some rest for the Czech players.
3 balls actually.
3.
Wins they're both off now. It's a hard enough game with the 1 ball.
The way this game's going, I think the Czechs might need 3 balls to try and get some more touches.
3 balls to try and defend, though. That's probably harder.
It's hard.
Plazetsky, that's a nice ball, but Kairulan just left it behind him. I did mention it earlier in this quarter, there's plenty of time left for Russia, but as you get towards the end of the third quarter, then time's starting to tick on a little bit, but goals can come very quickly in hockey.
You can see they're tired, you know, looking at the body language and the way they're running and the intensity in their runs. They're tired. I think that probably shows it more than anything. Just goes to the ground, no real need, loses possession.
Well, we talked about earlier in the games in Wales and Switzerland. These sides are playing 2 games in 2 days. It's a hard shift.
It's hard. Hockey at this level is hard, you know, but it is normal in the sense that guys will play 2 games in 2 days with maybe a rest day and they'll do it again. So it is normal.
Koskaryov takes this on throw into the D. Penalty corner. That's the wriggled off either Barta or Kuritak. I'll have another look at it, I'm sure, in a minute, but that is a penalty corner. Here we are.
So he's made a lot of contact with the stick. Foul is actually outside the D, but it's bad enough that Fraser Bell, our umpire, decides it's a shot corner. Probably fair enough, and that's probably down to just being tired. Mentally choosing the wrong way to defend that situation. Feels the pressure of the Russians trying to get back the game, and they'll feel sorry for themselves if the Russians score here.
Yeah, Jakub Kuritak, the guilty party. It's a different route this time. Came off Nicotine, who took the strike, and they've got another penalty corner, arm straight in the air, and one of those, when you fly out and try and defend, it's likely to happen.
Yeah, you can see that the way he takes his time, and I think he's looking for an option, play slide in back post. So I think the Russians are now saying, okay, these drag flicks only working for us, we need to try something else, and he's looked to pass the ball back post.
Kuriev to inject again. It's another save, and the follow-up is wide. Initial effort, Matjakovsky, and then the secondary effort wide of the target. And again, the Czech Republic are surviving a little bit when they do have a good chance, Russia.
So again, another drag flick. He's went right down the middle here. They don't really seem to be able to find the corners for the top. Don't know if they're just too rushed. Good opportunity on the second phase, but he misses the target.
And again here, Kuriev this time.
Czechs are hanging on. There's a lot of chances flying in here, time's running out. How long can he hold on?
Koskaryov, another fired effort in, but it's going to go away, and that might just be enough for the Czechs to take their couple of minute breather.
I think he'll be taking as long as possible here. Yeah, just trying. Don't allow the ball to get back playing. No risk.
Well, the Czech Republic still lead here. Russia have grown into it. We've seen a pattern. I think the Czechs started this quarter quite well again, but Russia have upped it, and they've looked deadlier when they've got into that final third, and maybe a trend towards the end with tiredness with the Czechs. There could well be a worry that penalty corners could start to creep in, and discipline might be a factor if they are really struggling, but it sets things up in the balance for the final 15 really well.
Yeah, the pressure's on Russia at the moment, but I question how big an effort. I wonder how much the Czechs have got left because of the efforts they're putting in. They were tiring there.
Here.
Yeah, so this is what happens when you get tired. Tackles become sloppy, you're not making good decisions, and if you're going to give 3 penalty corners to the Russians, it's only a matter of time before they're going to score. Again, straight down the middle, they have to use these opportunities. They have to try and make the goalie work harder. This is better. Pick up the D shot, target, forces a save is good.
So that's some of the action. And we were actually talking before the game, we've kind of touched on the Czech coaching side, but Scott Barker, the Australian for Russia. And a bit, you kind of met Scott Barker, and obviously Australian kind of based in the UK, but helps out in coaches with Russia. It's a bit of a cross-country setup, but it must be work here because how good Russia have been.
Yeah, they're a good outfit. You don't play at the top level in Europe in terms of top 8 teams if you've not got the players and you don't have a good programme. What I would say is, knowing that some of the Russians coaching team are based in the UK, how prepared are the Russians to deal with these types of situations? How long has the team been together and working with that coaching team? So we'll find out, I suppose, because this is when it matters. They don't want to lose this game, and they want to try and confirm their spot in the semi-finals as soon as possible. So, yeah, I wonder what the coaching team have said to their players and how effective it's going to be. Russia clearly dominated towards the end of that quarter.
Kornilov, and very quickly Kyrulin is in here, twist, turn, and they've scored this time. And they've equalised, helped very much by Kyrulin, who was very influential, playing the part in the goal, and within 17 seconds of the start of the second half.
Big slice of luck, I thought he was going to pass it to his free player, but he's taken on his backhand, he's scored, so fair play him. You know, he's took it on his own shoulders, but he's put it away. I think he got a big slice of luck. It's obviously hit the foot there by the looks of it.
Yeah, Kuriev was at the back post, but never hit him.
Looks like it hit his foot in the build-up, so the Czechs will feel hard done by.
Great view from behind the goal. And, well,
crank finish. You know, he's done well, he's played the advantage. Sometimes that happens. Umpires don't always see everything. It's impossible to be 100% right all the time, so he's used it.
well, they might get the coaching book one day, satellite coaching, coach in a different country to the team.
Well, maybe it works. After all that, you know, they've replied pretty quickly, so doing something right.
Maybe you'll get a wee forward in the front page or something, a wee forward in that manual, in that book.
Exactly. Well, I think we're in for a good finish to the game, to be honest. This should, you know, I don't think any of these two guys want to draw. So hopefully we'll see something that resembles basketball more than hockey in terms of end-to-end stuff, and hopefully a few more goals.
I think there's been a bit of chat going on because there was a bit of a delay in the start of the restart here, and I think they must have had a conversation, and there's a confirmation on the screen that it's went in our time system as well that's been ruled out. They never went back to halfway, so we were just checking that behind the scenes, but it sounds like that something's been picked up, maybe worth a little look at when we get a break in play. But Russia will still try, so they're still looking for 2 goals to win the game, and it bounced through and Sam Lutinov, and it's just cleared away, so that might be something worth double checking when we can get a minute. But that's confirmed that Russia still need at least 1 tip back in level terms.
What I think's maybe happened is his umpiring colleagues maybe helped him out there and said, look, there was potentially a foot in the build-up that the Scottish umpires missed. So if that's the case, you know, score as is, but Russia definitely still.
Kornilov across, away it goes, and it will be hammered by Kindle probably. Well, it's went high.
He's in the stand, bouncing around above us.
Watch your heads. I think that's what you call dangerous.
Just as well we've got a roof here.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm almost certain that's hit the Russians' foot in the build-up. What I think is umpires missed it. Play has been allowed to continue, and during the goal's given, but during the aftermath, our other umpires maybe signalled that there was a foul in the build-up there, and it's went back to the original scoreline. Yeah,
I was just being slightly conscious when we were watching it the first time, when didn't see them start properly on the halfway, and then it looked like they were having a chat. So well, at least we've cleared that one up for you. We've had another look at it, which is good that we've cleaned that up. It certainly took a while for officials to down below to decide.
If anything, you know, okay, it's still 1-0 to Czech Republic, but I think the Russians will smell blood. You know, they'll say, look, we can score. That's maybe the boost that they need to know that they can break down this Russian team, the Czech Republic team.
Kornilov, it was a nice ball to him, played up to Laptev. Kornilov trying to get it back and into the side netting, and there's going to be some cards here because tempers are starting to flare. There's so much that can be won and lost here.
Yeah, pressure just getting to the guys. What I think you'll find is that as the Russian players won that ball on the baseline, he's tried to have a shot, albeit he's missed, but the follow through has potentially went into the goalie, and there he's, you know, the Czech defenders taking offence to that, and that is unhappy. So
Alexei Mayarov was having a chat with the umpires. A card in the hand, yellow card.
Yeah, I'd be
surprised
if there was no cards there. Often you find at this level when players are coming towards each other, albeit, you know, they're not raising their hands or anything, but it's just aggressive, and often the umpires field on the side are giving cards for that, and it's not appropriate at this level.
Thomas Hannes then is in a chat here, and it's going to take a little while to sort this one out.
See, this is interesting. Not often do goalkeepers get cards in hockey, albeit this card is for an incident that happened off the ball. But some international teams don't choose to put a second goalkeeper on their bench. What you'll find is they often favour an outfield player to give guys more rest. Luckily enough, the Czechs have got a spare goalie, so they should be okay. But it does mean that they'll have to play without an outfield player, so they'll have 10 for probably 5 minutes, I'd guess, for that yellow card.
May well be trying to figure out who it could be. I think Zalesny is going to maybe sit out for a while. He could be the player that's coming off, but certainly change the keeper. So Petr Petrovsky is on for the Czech Republic, and it could be busy down at that end for the 20-year-old, only his 5th cap. So welcome to the Euro Hockey Championship 2. Could be facing a lot of chances, and Pliskarov, and it goes, and penalty corner signalled, and well, this is getting tenser and tenser.
Yeah, Czech number 1 Thomas Hannes obviously sitting out at the moment, so I just wonder how prepared this second choice goalie is. Going by the Russians' previous corners, I don't think he's got a lot to worry about, but he'll still have to be alert and switched on and ready to act. You can see him doing a couple of warm-up exercises, obviously being called into action at short notice.
Well, heading across then is Nikolai Komarov with injection. There's Matiakovsky, it's well wide.
Yeah.
Shaking your head there.
Yeah, I mean, this team, maybe not the same players, but this team were playing at the top level not long ago. Performance behaviours, you've got a man advantage, you've won a shot corner, that's great. Second choice goalie, you've managed to get a shot away. You can't hit the target. You know, these are the opportunities that are going to either win or lose the Russians this game. They're running out of time, they really need to take advantage of this.
A reminder, the Czech Republic were in the top table in 2013, so not too long ago they were on the top side. They were in the top division in this competition, so they do have that experience in recent years.
Yeah, they're obviously doing well. You can see they're very well organised, and they don't look like anything's phasing them really too much, albeit they're pinned in for long periods of time. And as you see here, there's often, you know, a ball carrier with 2 or 3 Russian players really working hard to get the ball back. That's draining. You know, if you can't get out your own half and you're just constantly fielding wave after wave of attack, it really does take its toll. I just wonder if they can do that for the rest of the match, and for how long they can potentially stop the goals.
Rosetsky trying to fling it out wide. Into the final 10 minutes, 9.5 left.
It'll be interesting to see when this yellow card is up, the 5 minutes potentially is over, if they're going to put the first choice goalie back on, or if they're just going to persevere with the guy who's in goal at the moment.
What would you do if you're in that position? Would you switch it back around or keep continuing?
No, switch. I mean, goalkeepers are a very valuable asset, particularly your first choice goalkeeper, just usually having a lot of minutes. But the tactical advantage here is that to swap your goalie, you have to stop the clock, or you have to stop time, but it's not like a rolling substitution like outfield players. So 20 seconds, 25 seconds, you might get an additional advantage of rest to allow your goalkeeper to come on and off the pitch.
Just a quick chat with one of the technical officers down there with the umpire, and Petr Trolashek has been spoken to down there, the team manager of the Czech Republic.
Yeah, looks like a technical issue here, obviously involving the goalkeeper who's yellow carded. I'm not quite sure what's going on. I don't know if he's just been told off or been too animated on the sideline, but the game stopped and the technical officials aren't happy anyway.
And it might help the Czechs a little bit just to get a bit more air back into the lungs.
There we go, another card coming out. I think there's, yeah,
yellow card here being shown, and it's not really helping the cause as Martin Leovic makes way. And well, we talked about ill discipline, and this is not really helping out their side yet. And in fact, I think it's Thomas Wisnicki actually. It could be it's the one that was pinged.
Yeah, I think this is a lot to do with tiredness. and it's not going to be any easier for the guys who are left on the pitch at the moment. I'd be very surprised if the Czechs try anything other than to keep the ball in the corner, but they've obviously lost it, and it'll be a long way back to try and stop the Russians from countering quickly. A little bit of contact off the ball there. I don't know if our umpires picked that up, but
Kuriev is up against Hannes, but here come Russia. 8 minutes left on the clock. Side trailing here. That was rushed, and that's away.
I think the Czechs will just take their time here and just try and kill the clock, get some time to allow players back on, bit of rest.
Maciekowski, that was slipped there though from Anton Kornilov. Kindle trying to work out some space. He's Plotchy with that bandana type thing on his head. Forward throw for Kindle, supporting Jenek in front, but behind is Plotchy. I think it came off the leg. Did indeed off Kornilov. Just taking things a bit steadier here, just trying to keep hold of the ball here, the Czech Republic. And it is easy spot Hannes.
Yeah, this is
time was long.
bad news here for the Czechs. Actually, they had a lot of men committed to that attack.
Now,
only one guy in their own half. And
Kai Rulin with the chance, and well, they had two bodies left and right, and Golubev and Kuriev, and none of them was executed. Russia quickly on with it. Under 7 minutes left. They can see the big scoreboard. Sticks flying around. Kai Rulin trying to make the run. We'll stick around with him and his side as across to the right here. Maciekowski to try and launch it in. Flick back. Kai Rulin. Side netting.
good defending a second ago from Prushenka. He did really well to clear the danger in the centre of the area with a big diving clearance. But the Russians will be disappointed again. They've got lots of space to attack into and the good players around it, just unable to connect.
Yeah, we're a good coach because there is the keeper swap.
It's a good move. I mean, I think the effort these Czech guys are putting in, you definitely take the rest while you can get it, and you get your number one back in 100%.
And he's taking his time, just a gentle doddle across.
Yeah, quite wise. Quite wise. He'll know fine well that his teammates will be needing some
Look at
rest.
the effort that went to the side net, and so still one in the sidelines. So Thomas Wozniacki down there, so it looks a little bit less like a Glasgow taxi rank down there, but still one on the side. So Czech still with 10. Long and high by Hannes, controlled well by Jan Zaleshnik. Support in there, and Kapuch driven in, and it's never quite got the touch. If it came off Barta, they might have been celebrating, but quickly away, Russia go once more. Golubev needing a bit of help, maybe left and right. Kai Rulin to the right.
Foul out, yep.
And well, quick, but not many players kind of catching up with him, which is why it looked very isolated there, and a bit of an acrobatic role as well to boot for the Czech player.
Yeah, he stopped the attack again, the big Czech number 5. He's really scuppering the attacks at the moment. He's doing well, just showing a wee bit of experience and jumping in when the ball was loose.
Next ball is Lotinov.
Space.
Time for Skapersky. Can he time the pass? Took a nick and away wide.
Interesting mechanism that he stopped the ball coming across, but it was successful nonetheless. He's got his stick in the way successfully.
Proskaryov's got it in, and they have got it this time. It was a false goal early in the quarter, but the resistance of the Czech Republic is broken for sure now. They have been pulled back to 1-1, time left as well. Grandstand stuff to come in the last 4.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed, the goalie. You know, that's near post. He's even touched the ball. Maybe just unsighted here as Yeah, the Russian player just comes in front of him as the ball's hit. That he should probably save that, being at his near post. I wonder how much that yellow card's maybe had an effect.
Wonder if the 5 minutes just not quite being in the field of play has hindered the keeper a little bit there.
Yeah, goalies very much thrive on momentum. You know, you seen yesterday with the Scottish goalie Alexander that a string of saves, you know, one after the other, keeps it going, and they thrive on that momentum and confidence. So just being out of the game for 5 minutes, maybe just lost his eye, lost his momentum, and you know that makes a difference. Be surprised here if he doesn't maybe pick up a wee green card for that. Yeah.
Harris was fouled.
Yellow. You know, he's fouled the guy maybe on purpose to a degree to try and stop the attack, but it's in the middle of the field and no real danger. I think.
Pavel Plitsetsky it's there. There's confirmation of the goal scorer. Well, there might be a little spell near the end. We'll check. We'll have an extra player if they've got the energy, but it's 10 against 10 for the moment. Picked back up here though by Vushnicki, who's straight back on. Czech Republic might be away boy with this. Here's Plotchy. Crossed by Kapuch, and that's not going to quite reach Kolar. But now we're at the stage of, for the rest of the game, the Czechs have now got a player advantage. You never know.
Yeah, you do never know, and it's 1-1. You know, anything can happen, especially international hockey. There's guys out there who can just produce a wee moment, and yeah, it's up to both teams to stay in the game as long as they can. There's also a kind of school of thought here that maybe a point's better than take nothing.
Well, Russia go and play Wales, who've got 6 points. If Russia were to win that, 7 points, that'd be fine. If they were to get a point against Wales as well, you know, it kind of works out. The Czech Republic, well, the Czech Republic, a point for them might work out okay, and then there's complicating matters if Russia lose and Czech Republic win and all that sort of stuff. But we'll worry about that one on Wednesday.
Yeah, they'll definitely, you know, they want to win, but like you say, there's value at this moment in time in getting a point because it keeps the fight open, keeps you alive. Whereas if you were to lose, you're probably, unless you're Czech Republic, unless you're Russia, you're not looking too favourable to progress for the group.
Nice ball from Spitchkovsky out wide, picked up now by Laptev racing. Well, Lutinov couldn't quite get it, and Kindle stuck in the corner. Thomas Power trying to get himself away. Final couple of minutes here. Turned into a really watchable second half, effectively, the third and fourth periods.
It built, you know, the game definitely built up. Slow start, you know, definitely for the Czech Republic, even slower. But it's become more and more exciting as times went on. Maybe still something to come yet.
And now there could be a chance here for the Czech Republic. Konishki, that's a bit loose though, won't find power with ease, but it will. Is it going to be? It is going to be a Russian ball.
Yeah, that's for Russia. So the ball was lifted, but the touch played it into the body of the Czech. The Russian player, so that's dangerous. So rightfully so, the Russians get the ball.
Tucked in that corner there is the Russian side in a good spot onto Proskaryov.
Yeah, see, this is just tiredness creeping in. No connecting with passes in midfield, trying to cross. Okay, time's running out, but you have to be patient. You have to show your experience and try and pick your moment to get the ball in the D.
Space for Kapuch.
Good numbers forward here for Czech Republic.
Lejovic. Oh, and it's not the pass, and a few of the Czech supporters in the crowd.
It's time, yeah.
And now there's chance at the other end. Kairon just slowed down a little bit by Curry attack. Last chance here, possibly.
It's a good trailing tackle, you know. I thought it's one of those ones where you're going to take the ball or you're going to make a mistake and probably give away a corner.
Last chance here. Hitting Hopper. Oh. Well, it's been pulsating, it's been a lot of nerves shredded, it's been cards galore. 2 goals in the end, 1 apiece for both sides. It keeps both alive. Russia will be happy with the way it was early in the stages, but they fought back, got the late goal. They'll take the point, and they're still in a driving position to qualify. For the Czech Republic, they do still have a chance. Need to just hope results go their way on Wednesday. Well, I'll try and get my breath back. Your thoughts?
Yeah, finished up a good game. I think on the balance, a draw's probably fine, more so because the Russians didn't have their shooting boots with them today. You know, if they took their chances, used their corners, okay, different story, but maybe a draw's fair enough. And as you said, in terms of what that means for the group, for the Czech Republic, they would think they've got a lot to do, I would imagine, against Wales, looking good, scoring goals. Russia maybe a wee bit more happier to get the equaliser, albeit not the win. More so just for the fact that they go and play bottom place Switzerland. But again, the Swiss are still in it, because it means now that it means that, you know, they can move up the table. They still go into that third place, and
yes,
it's important for the lower ranked teams to try and get ranking points here, which put them in good stead further down the line.
There's just some of the highlights. Obviously, we've seen the opener, and we've seen the disallowed goal, which took us a little while to figure out, because it took everyone a little while to, in the state of confusion. Then we've seen the fisticuffs, maybe handbags, and then the equaliser near the end for the Russian side, and saved their night anyway, and looked comfortable enough or happy enough to take the point, but they're still trying to press despite a man light at this stage. Yeah,
just for that Russian goal, I think Prožáka, as much as he's probably been one of the better players in the Czech team and put in a really solid performance, he'll feel disappointed for the Russian goal. He's allowed the player to come back on the inside, to come into the centre part of the D, and in modern hockey you find that guys are often better and more dangerous on the reverse stick, so he'll be a wee bit disappointed with that, allowing the guy inside. He should have potentially showed him out and onto the baseline, but you know, these things happen. He put in a good performance.
So confirmation of the results then, and it is 9-0. Wales won earlier. James Carson with 4 goals. Incredible stuff really for him and for Wales. Switzerland kind of really tired, and it was a struggle for them later on in that game, and a really watchable game in the end between these two. Czech Republic 1, Russia 1. In a table context then, that means that Wales have their 6 points. That's from earlier on, of course. We'll filter that, and I'm sure, and you'll see that in our coverage tomorrow. But just to tell you from here that when things are updated, will be 4 points for Russia, 1 point for the Czech Republic. Switzerland don't have any points, but a good point you made, Stephen, that there is still 3rd and 4th to play for. So if you want a slightly better crossover games and stuff, you'd like to try and finish higher up and build momentum as well if you're trying to save your campaign as well. So that is what's happened tomorrow. Ukraine against France is the early game. We're obviously moving into the other pool A. Ukraine against France, 4:15, and then a big crowd, I'm sure, for Scotland against the heartful Portugal side at 6:30. Quick word on what you expect from the games tomorrow. France need to bounce back. Scotland with a great start. Talked a lot about Ukraine, and Portugal are just attack.
Yeah, I'd see Scotland being, of course, our favourites for that game. I don't see any really easy games. They'll still have to work hard and do their thing. France, again, I would see them putting a wee bit more into trying to get some points on the board, because they kind of need that now for the position that they're in. But the Ukraine are not going to take that lightly. They've obviously had a good showing against Portugal, scored some goals, free-flowing hockey. So I think, in terms of game of the day in that group, France-Ukraine should be a cracker with a lot to play for, to be honest. France can't really afford to lose. So
we're going to just about pack up and head home for tonight. Certainly the crowd are going to be doing that, and it's been a great afternoon, evening. I believe you're with us, I think, on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm back in on Wednesday, looking forward to it.
A Russian expert almost, because he'll be here with us for Russia against Wales. Some big games tomorrow. Stephen, thanks for your thoughts, and we'll see you on Wednesday. And we'll see you for a live coverage. We'll be back through our platforms. Do join us ahead of the game at 4:15 tomorrow, Switzerland against Wales. Of course, today we've had that. It was a tight game. in the second game, but certainly not in the first game, with Wales winning by 9-0. The second game was a tight one, but a 1-0 scoreline. We'll be back for Ukraine against France tomorrow, and then Scotland against Portugal. So do join us then. But we'll leave you from today's action, and we'll bid you a good evening. We'll see you around about 4:10 tomorrow for 2 more great games.